2, 1. Hey folks, welcome to Bouncing Brains. We're here October 1st, 2019, episode 80. Yeah, I said welcome to Bouncing Brains. Fuck it. I'm Sean Hatfield.
And I'm Freddy G. Happy Thanksgiving.
Close enough. Joining us in the studio today, one of our favorite funny people.
That was awesome.
Who's very confused right now. The one, the only Barba. Rudy Barba.
Hey, how you guys doing, man? Doing good. Thanksgiving, bro. What?
Yeah.
I'm over here like my birthday's coming up. My birthday's the day right after.
He doesn't even do drugs.
He does. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with him, I think.
I don't know if you noticed, man. He walks a little funny.
I thought he was just gangster, bro. He's got a hell of a limp right there, man.
Did we get that story on the podcast when Leo was still on here where he was talking about, man, the first time I saw him, I was like, shh, I want to see the bullet hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. You look like you saved your life trying to save pit bulls that were being fought.
I saw a motherfucker in the wild that, like, seriously, I had the same thought, and then I was like, he might have cerebral palsy.
Yeah, thank you for bringing awareness of what's going on.
I like to bring to the limelight.
Thank you.
Have you ever heard that Burt Kreischer story he tells about doing
The machine?
Yeah.
No, not...
Oh.
I mean, yeah.
They're making a movie about that.
Yeah, dude.
You know.
That's going to be weird.
Fuck that bitch. This is Russia. Yeah.
I actually...
Explosions.
And then with the cop, come here. Tonight you drink with us. And it's like, oh, shit.
I'm not going to lie, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I love that joke.
Dude, I'm trying to remember how long it's been since he first went on Rogan's podcast and told that story, man. But it's got to be at least fucking 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah, it like recently caught wildfire. Or caught like wildfire.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's getting to that point with the same way Ron White is with the tater salad thing. Where it's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. No, but I think Kreischer embraces it. Ron White is kind of the one that's like, I just... And I think he's openly said it at his stand-up shows. He's like, I'm not doing the tater salad tonight. I think he said it at his last special. Because I think somebody yelled it out. Yeah. And then he was like, no, bro, I'm not tonight. Not tonight.
I mean, it's cool, but like... to get requests, like
honestly, I was gonna
you can watch clips from him back in the early '90s doing that bit in like podunk little fucking bar gigs, and it's like, holy shit, he really had. I mean, back when he still had like long hair and the mustache and shit, and I was like, oh fuck.
That's a good question that I think it's a good question to ask y'all. How do y'all feel when people request old material, either from like a pro comic or like, has anybody ever asked you to do another bit?
The closest I've ever come to that was like I had another comic who I actually kind of respected. I did a dumbass joke for a while that, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a fun little joke, but it's not anything that I was like, this is the shit. You've heard me do that gorilla, the picture about the drunken...
Oh yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah. But he like stops me after and he goes, dude, that was a good set. I think that gorilla joke is your best joke. And like I was smiling, but it was like, go fuck yourself.
It's a backhanded compliment right there.
No, I think he was being genuine, which made it worse.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he was being an asshole. I would have like, you, but...
I was like, that's the best bit you got. I was like, really, bro? You just throw out like my rest of material? Okay. So I'm just be that gorilla guy now. Okay.
Yeah.
I had this chick. I think I told you when I did that show. This chick at Cine. She was in a wheelchair, and she said, "Hey, I seen you before. You're doing the Transformer joke." I was like, "Well,
yeah." Heck yeah, bro.
And then she told me she was like, "No, I'm saying because I think it's really funny. You should do it." And I was like, "I got you.
Yeah, the first response would be after I got a wrist, like, "Are you gonna do the Transformer? Like, why do you like it or do you hate it?"
Like,
yeah. The tone of that fucking comment would definitely dictate the response.
And then I actually I did it, and it's funny because like one side of the room was kind of like, ooh, and they were laughing, and she was like howling laughing, and I was like, if she's laughing, y'all are being assholes about
Yeah,
it.
at that point, you've done your job, bro. The ones that aren't laughing are the ones missing out, bro.
Yeah.
Like when was it the last year or the year before the competition? The funniest in the RGB, Jesse did that.
The one about the dogs. That
No. It was the.
I thought that was genius. I did. It was funny.
It was the freaking Build-A-Bear one about the wheelchair.
Yeah.
The you can't walk, neither can your toys. And then there was a guy in a wheelchair, like in the front row.
I remember
That guy was laughing his ass off, and the rest of the audience was looking at that guy. Like, there was like, oh, should we laugh? And the guy's like, God. Like, he's a badass guy, bro. I performed at his birthdays before. The guy's always with the Bucanas, bro. Like, heck, that guy's gangster, bro.
Is that how he got in the wheelchair?
He knows how to party, bro. I don't know. He likes to celebrate, homie. Mad props to him. And I asked him afterwards, like, hey, man, you were at the show yesterday? Like, yeah, man. Like, what'd you think about, this guy? Like, oh, dude, that was hilarious, bro. The Bears and then, and like he, like able to recollect it. And he was like, what do you think? I was like, it was the joke was hilarious, but what felt awkward was everybody staring at me. So I'm like, okay, I can understand that. That can really kind of ruin the night. Just have like the whole audience. And you know how packed out there those things get, bro. And they were just looking at them. Get very awkward.
Yeah. I remember. Did they have the balcony open that year?
I don't remember that.
Because that would be just people leaning over the side.
No, I think it was just the first floor that
Actually, that would be hilarious if the balcony was laughing, but everybody else on the...
Right.
It's like, why are these motherfuckers being so stuck up?
Dude, just people need to learn how to just relax and laugh.
It's
that tension that they carry around, bro, on a daily basis, from whether it be work, life, whether something's not letting them unwind.
I think it was Sonia that I had that conversation with one time where it was like she was talking about doing fat jokes and the audience was like not laughing because they were like, oh, should we laugh? Because she's, she's the big girl. And it's like, no, that's the funny part. It's the self-referential, the depreciation, and like it's like, what the fuck are you getting hung up on?
I used to have the same response like with the crippled jokes, but I learned the way that I learned to navigate like past that when they wouldn't laugh, because you piss me off more if you don't laugh. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make you laugh.
Right.
And so what I did was like I would literally point them out. I would say stupid shit like, "Oh fuck y'all," like that's funny to me. I mean, even if you're not laughing at it. And the more I started saying it throughout my shows, people started catching on, and it's like, "Oh, okay, I can laugh."
Yeah.
So
just point them right in the face and be like, "Tell me if I didn't fall down those stairs, you wouldn't laugh, bitch."
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah.
The involuntary. What I started to bring up was, man, have you ever heard that Bert Kreischer bit where he's talking about he was dating a chick when he went to a festival with Patrice O'Neal, and like at some point he had been so drunk with this girl that like he just never noticed, but at some point Patrice kind of pulls him inside and goes, "You know that chick has cerebral palsy, right?" He's like, "Oh shit, I just thought she was a horrible drunk."
No, I never heard that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, man. And he goes into detail on a couple of them about like O'Neal, man. I just saw that today, man. Fucking Bill Burr's trying to get
is it a documentary?
I think it's a documentary.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going, or is it a biopic?
I'm a little fucking concerned that it's Comedy Central that they're doing it with, man. Because every once in a while, Comedy Central does something right, man.
I wonder, Burr's pretty big. I wonder why he didn't shop it to Netflix.
Don't know,
Due
man.
to the fact because like Comedy Central,
yeah, stand-up specials on there too.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
the actual machine.
And as far as I know, he signed a 2 special contract with Netflix. So
I just got to watch that the other day. God damn, that was good. Paper Tiger.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful, bro. It was hilarious.
It was awesome.
Where does y'all come from? I don't understand how you go from 0 to 100. I was like, well, you don't understand. It's like Idol at 75.
It's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry. I basically got to play referee on an argument almost between two guys about they were like trying to go back and forth, and they were like, Chappelle did it better, fucking Burr did it better, and it was like, calm the fuck down. They both did it awesome.
Man, I hate how they try to compare them or put them up against each other.
Exactly.
I think somebody was trying to make the argument that Burr was kind of not necessarily responding, but kind of going springboarding off of that. And it was like, dude, those were so close to get. Those were filmed months in advance, man. Like, I know there were already people bitching about fucking Sticks and Stones before it even came out, but like, still, man. But yeah, man, I mean, it's two different fucking styles, man. My contention has always been like,
exactly.
Like, Burr's the guy that fucking gets worked up about shit, and like, especially with that last special, man, Chappelle was just like so fucking comfortable, dude.
Yeah.
Like when that guy's phone went off, and he was like, "Hey, man, go answer your phone." It's like everybody pauses, like, "Oh shit, he's gonna get mad," because
and the way I was telling my friend, the way that he handled the whole situation was just straight gangster, bro. It was like, that's how you can tell an experienced comic from like somebody that's coming up. I was like, that shit's like beautiful. And then, because my friend was like, he asked me, he was like, don't you think he might have gotten pissed because he was interrupted? I was like, no, bro, did you not see the response?
And I will say this, there was a similar incident in the Bill Burr, and Burr's clearly mellowing out a little bit. Probably.
Phone ring?
I don't think the phone rang. Some
because I didn't hear that shit. If it did.
As seems to happen on many of Bill Burr's specials, some dumb bitch in the crowd said some shit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He just kind of riffed on it a little bit and then jumped right back into.
But he said, "Oh, shut the fuck up." Didn't he say that? He was like, "Oh, shut up," or "Shut the fuck up," or
something like that. He threw a joke in there. He kind of riffed on it a little bit.
Yeah, I remember.
But he seemed a lot calmer about it than like the specific.
Like he was ready for it.
Well, the one special about there's no reason to hit women, and that one chick, she was trying to help out. She was just drunk as fuck, and she's like, answer him, and he's like, what the fuck? Did you just come back from the bathroom? Why the fuck did they do this? I'm filming a spot. And he just goes off on that shit. It's like, holy shit, calm down, Billy.
Nah, dude, I think his daughters kind of mellow him out in a good way. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Dad Bill Burr's got going on. Because he always talks about his childhood and what he went through. And now it's going to be an experience of his daughter's childhood and what he's going to, kind of go through that experience as well. Yeah.
Oh, well, he does that whole little section where he's talking about, like, beautiful. Trying to hide the anger. Yeah. She knows. Like, yeah, man.
I just, like, on Rudy's point, it's like the transition... Because he's an old dad, if you really think about it. So I'm also eager to see the transition from like him being, the single person. Because he said that he was single for a long time before he met his wife. And then I see a lot of like Burr's attitude, like in myself. Like he's very fucking. Like we go up, we kind of go off the top, we blow up, we have this temper. Like I'm the same way, and in a good way. Bill's also like very sinister, but funny, and I'm the same way. So I was like, I'm eager to see how he's gonna throw the material of like now being a dad. Because I mean, like me, I have jokes about my daughter, but they're really dark about like how I necessarily don't entirely love her all the time. I'm working on a bit about that right now. I've tried half of it and it didn't go well, so that's why I brought it back, and I need to work. So my point is that like I see a lot of his humor, like we're kind of on the same page about it. So I want to see how he eventually is going to deliver that. He kind of gave us a glimpse when he said that bit about his daughter, where he said, it's funny because my daughter hasn't met all of me yet.
That's what I was talking about, where he's just kind of like, she's starting to like piece it together.
Yeah. So, and with you, man, I kind of like how you integrated those little pieces of the new bits that you've done about your kid and your experiences and that. But you, like, for example, Rudy, on the other hand, you're a lot more soft and mellow about it. And see, when you were saying, I mean, they're funny. They're really funny. But when you were saying like my thought process went sideways. I was like, how can I make? I literally my first thought was like, how would I be able to make that dark? Because like I'm into like really dark, fucked up humor. So
you throw it in the oven for about an hour on 450.
Yeah, and then you come out with a crunchy baby. Ain't that some shit?
Crunchy.
Yeah. Dark and crunchy.
I'll be honest, that would be my one fear, man.
That's the name of your comedy special.
Not cannibalism, but like my one fear of like when I eventually get to that point and start having kids, man, like I more than likely am gonna like slip back into my crunchy granola hippie type of shit. You know, it's like just play nice and be fucking. Like, nah. Here's a knife, little one. Learn how to stab.
There you go. Don't have kids.
I was having a conversation with someone the other day and talking about that, about having daughters, and like, Jesus, both of you got fucking daughters at the moment. Good luck with that, gentlemen.
Thank you, man. It changes me. Well, it changes me. It changed me. Not too far. It kind of gave me purpose. Like, as in, like, I've always been the guy that like watches over the rest of the guys when we would go out. Like, hey, don't put that in your mouth. You know, like, where are you going? Where's this guy? He fucking went to the restroom.
There's a little bit of difference of that. Like,
yeah.
Like I don't think I would have especially knowing like the boys in my family. Like, it's like I don't think I would have a problem raising a son. Like that would be. I know the little motherfucker would be, you know, at least 50% bulletproof. You know what I mean?
I think
it's like he can handle a little bit of trauma, but like
going with what you're saying too. Like I've always thought of that. Like I've always thought that raising a little boy would be way easier. You know what I'm saying? Like everything, all around, 100% on every aspect, everything would be easier. But then, and it's kind of hard to paint this picture because y'all have never met my daughter. But my daughter, this is going to sound horrible, but like from the 2 years that I've known my kid,
it's a very masculine child.
She's like a boy with a vagina.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? But like she really is like fucking. She is, and the only other thing that scares me, and this is no joke, is that I've realized in 2 years of my daughter's life, this kid has no fear at all. Like she doesn't fear heights. She doesn't think about, you know, she had my ex sister-in-law. They have this little Chihuahua, right? Mm-hmm. The Chihuahua is legitimately scared of her because she'll grab him by the ears and she'll fucking like shake the shit out of him.
Poor
like,
dog,
yeah,
man.
So you know how Chihuahuas, like when you come out, they nearly like chase you and they fucking get on your. Yeah, that dog will see my kid and run the other way. I think that shit is like hilarious.
That reminds me of the Jeff Dunham special. He just released a new one on Netflix.
Yeah, I saw that the other night. I thought it was funny. I thought it was. I mean,
I haven't seen Dunham in a few years.
Yeah,
oh my god!
I thought it was pretty good, especially like if you watch it high. I mean, I wasn't high when I did, but that's what I was thinking. I was like, if I was high, this would be 100 times funnier.
Yeah. Puppets are always much funnier on drugs.
Oh my god, it's hilarious. Yeah, they were.
Confirmation, ladies.
What's up? How you doing?
This man has a child.
So there's some dads that go home and get a couple of beers and shit. You know what I mean? Like, just relax. I do it too, bro. Like, I crack open a beer, relax. But it's not my thing.
The fuck was that?
Are we haunted?
No, that's...
Is that the fucking possum?
Somebody's at my door.
What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like in a scary way?
No. Give me a second. Y'all
yeah. Answer the door, man. Answer the door. What were we talking about?
Like in a scary way. Like,
oh, yeah. That fucking thing sounds fucking evil. The batteries are dying on Freddy's
is that what that doorbell? That's a doorbell?
That was the doorbell.
That was...
Sounds like a demon just tried to crawl out of somewhere, right?
Yeah, man. It's October 1st. You can't do this to me.
Oh, yeah. Halloween.
Was there nobody there?
Alright, so that was creepy. There was nobody there.
Dude, I told you to unplug that thing, man.
Yeah. Before y'all leave, one of y'all, can y'all help me unplug?
I'm not going to call you in.
You're not going to what?
I'm not going to tuck you in. I got a favor. Can you please tuck me in before you leave?
Yeah, that was creepy as fuck.
Look,
Yeah,
homie,
there's
I like it
nobody
right
there.
up to the chest, and like I got this book. If you could just the first chapter, just the first chapter. And can you like act out the voices too? Because I like that. Sorry.
Oh, so where I was going with it with my daughter was that like man, no bullshit. Like
Rip that thing off the fucking wall. Rip that evil thing off the fucking... I don't know if y'all can hear this on the audio, but that
This
is...
dude's doorbell just going off by itself.
yeah.
It sounds
Do
like
you have
a
a
fucking
porch light?
goat when you're trying to like hold it down to like tie it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Yeah,
something.
do you have I rang it earlier. Did you guys hear it earlier?
Oh, that's probably what it was.
This delayed reaction is what the fuck this is.
I hit it like once, though. Is it still going off?
Yeah, I think it is.
It was already pre-traumatized, so it just keeps going.
That's weird as fuck.
Please disconnect that. I got clippers in the car, bro. We can do it right now.
Can you pause it?
I got a knife.
Can we pause it real quick?
Slice that sucker off right now.
Go for it. Go for it.
That's adorable.
Thank you. It's tiny and it's
Don't
like
hold it near
manly.
my cords, motherfucker.
No. Definitely not that sharp. I wish. I'm gonna go save the day.
Nice.
I'm not ring after disconnected, bro.
That would be awesome if it,
It
does
goes
ring.
deeper.
Yeah, I'll go.
It's not like a tasher.
Oh yeah, it just hooks in right there. Oh yeah, just take the fucking battery out of that bitch. Should have this on film. Couple double A's hitting the ground. So, damn, man. I don't even like. I'll be honest. I don't even like doorbells anymore, man. It's. I remember.
man.
I remember at one point getting irritated because I had an apartment that
Oh, that's fine. You're good.
almost a flat surface. Anyway, I was in an apartment one time, and the landlord kept telling me like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna put in doorbells and all this other shit. We're gonna put in a security system." And fuck no, they didn't even do that. I think they ended up having to come in and replace part of the wall because the fucking idiot nephew who installed all the fixtures and shit just like something just fell the fuck off at one point. But yeah, man, fucking doorbells are just like entirely too annoying because I figure it like this, man. Like you can't like soft knock a doorbell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you walk up to somebody's house,
Like if I, like my kid, I always tell everybody if they're coming over, knock
right,
instead of ringing the doorbell because she might be asleep.
right.
Yeah.
So I'm saying you can give it that, you know, as opposed to the.
Yeah.
Then again, you can't go louder with a doorbell either, man. Give it one of those, like just turn around, give it the fucking donkey kick on the.
Have you guys done that? I've done it. Like
Yeah, but
I
it
show
doesn't
up-
give the emphasis of just like that fucking like police kick on the fucking door of like, wake up, motherfucker. I've had to do that a couple times, but I got friends.
I would not like that. I would get flashbacks and shit. And
Oh, that's the exact reason you do it.
I'd be trying to hide weed that is not even in the house. Yeah.
Oh, I have literally knocked on a door so hard that I made a motherfucker flush his drugs.
That fucking I would be pissed.
Sucks.
I had weed in my pocket. I was like, fuck it. I'd laugh my ass off. I was like, you dumb motherfucker. Check the peephole first.
All traumatized.
That's funny. That's funny shit.
Open the door. DEA. There.
What's the most what's in 4 months? What's the most difficult thing that you found out about being a dad?
Patience.
So you weren't patient before?
No. I have.
Because you look like a pretty patient person. No bullshit.
I've dealt with my share of anger issues. Mainly frustration and stuff like that. Like it's simple. Why don't you do it? It's easy. Did you
have an issue with that, like in your relationship,
What do you mean?
Like like your temper, basically.
No, never. No, never in the relationship. More like stupid people. Stupid people set me off. Drivers, managers.
But I think, but I think that's everybody though.
And yeah, anybody. But it just kind of like, because I've been pushed around a lot as a kid. I had bullies and stuff and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it just kind of like, I'm not gonna take it anymore. I don't know who you. We're the same. You're not better than me. I'm not better than you. We're the same level, and we deserve respect to everybody, man. And there's just some people having a bad day, bro, and they just pass off that bad juju to you, bro. I'm like, I don't want your baggage, bro. Keep that, bro. I don't want it. Like, and I've gone off on my manager. I used to work at Kmart, and we're working layaway, and we had the iPods like separately, and the iTouches. We had them in the cash box. You know, like security, like only managers have access to it and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So this is like Christmas time, bro. This lady separated like 2-3 bags of toys and shit and like a couple of iPods, right? She paid everything off. We find the bags. We can't find the iPods and the iTouches or whatever the hell they were. So like, hey, go check if they're in the cash room. We used to stock them there. Like, oh yeah. He goes, can't find them either. I was like, what? Let me see. He's like, you can't be in here. This is the assistant manager, right? The assistant manager is like, you can't be in here. Like, the manager sees us, you know, I'm fucked. Like, dude, don't worry. I'm being an idiot, stubborn. I kind of want to see with my own eyes just because I'm freaking worried. Like, I got to go back there and tell this lady that the iTouches and shit that she, like, put on layaway for her kids aren't here. You know what I mean? Like, I got to break that news. I got to see it with my eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I got to make sure. I like double checking everything. Like, X plus X, equals X. You know what I mean? Like, it has to work out. Show your work. You know what I mean? Like, let me see it. And then I went in there and then like, it's got to be here. And I'm going through the stuff. And then I just hear a knock on the door. And then it's the manager, and he points at the assistant manager, and he does the whole "come over here" thing with his finger. Yeah, and I was like, "Fuck," like I got a line, dude. I don't need to deal with this shit, And he opens up, and right away he's like, "Can I speak with you, please?" And he's like, "You need to go back to the layaway." And then, like I hear him like tearing into him and shit, and I stopped and I turned around, and I was like, I legit like in the hallway between the HR department and the lunchroom, I'm like, hey, man, I'm the one that went in there. He warned me that I was not allowed to be in there. Like, if you're going to get after anybody, get after me. He gave me the pre-warning. Me being a stubborn jackass, I still went in there. So, you're going to get after me, not him. I work for you. I don't work for him. You know what I mean? Like, you talk to me. And he got so like, oh, I think I made it pop there a little bit. And he got so like scared, like, oh, like he's never had an associate or something like talk to him like that. I was like freaking write me up, dude, like me. He's a good manager. I didn't want him to take fall for this shit. You know what I mean? Like,
if he's a motherfucker that probably goes into that fucking immediate ass chewing mode, man, he's probably used to people just tucking tail and like going like, please don't fire me.
Yeah. No, dude, if it's not right, I'm going to stand for it and be like, this is not right. I've been wrong doing that before, but I fucking stand up, bro. I'm going to like, hey, we were doing this, we were doing that. This is what happened. You know what I mean? I'm fucked up. I fucked up. Get after me, not him. Don't, he's doing his job. I'm the one that's not doing mine. You know what I mean? I like that kind of stuff. Like another one was, very happens with assistant managers a lot. I was working at O'Reilly's, and my mother, it was the summer, so she made me, like, fresh tacos, right? Like, it was chorizo, and, like, chorizo con huevo, like, with, like, fresh, like, cheddar on it and shit, right? And I was like, I should eat these for lunch instead of breakfast. Like, I got an hour, fucking badass, right? Like, you could see the paper towels that she wrapped them in were stained in orange already. Like, that good shit, you know what I mean? Like, high-quality shit. And I left it on the table because I needed maybe 2 hours before I had my lunch break, right? Because I was in the night shift. And I left them there, and then I go do all my shit, bro. And I'm like, all right, lunch, and I clock out, and I go back there, and the whole table is empty. Like, there's no salt packets, nothing, Excuse me. And I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, oh, maybe someone put it in the fridge for me. They cleaned it up, opened the fridge, not there. I was like, what the fuck? I started looking. I was like, where is it? And I kind of glanced in the trash can. I knew it was going to be in there, but I didn't want to look in there. It was very sad, bro. And I look in there, and yeah, sure enough, bro, my tacos were in there. and the trash can. And I was like, what the fuck? And I look at the new guy, and he's a little short dude, and he's like, who threw away my tacos? And he just automatically like pointed at the assistant manager, bro. Like, todo cagado, because I was freaking. You could see it in my face, bro. I was severely pissed off. Like, it was stupid stuff, bro. But I'm like, it's my mom made me tacos, bro.
I would be pissed off too.
You know what I mean? Because that's my lunch, bro. I didn't have it like at the time to like money to like go
and get
buy
some
Whataburger and shit, you know. And I asked him like, hey, did you throw away my tacos? Like, oh, they were just on the table. Did you throw away my tacos? Like, I didn't know they were yours. I just thought they were left over from breakfast. I'm like, check it out, bro. You're not the only person that works here. We have other people's lunches and other people's stuff around here, bro. So before you go around, and this guy's taller than me, bro. Like, tall, skinny guy. He's doing his time to get like, he's training for assistant manager. Like, this guy.
He's like doing his time. He make it sound like he was in prison. And
yeah, no, like, well, yeah, basically, you gotta go through the rules and shit.
Corporate jail.
Yeah, and I was like, fucking, there's other people here, bro. You ask before you go around just throwing people's shit away. And he's like, oh, and I just like, you assumed, bro? You assumed that nobody was gonna, freaking eat that? It was still wrapped up in a plastic bag, homie. Like, what the fuck? I was very, like, I got up in his face, bro. I was, like, this close to knocking this nigga out. like an excessive amount of anger. And, yeah, like, I stand up for myself. I did it with a customer, too, so I had a very anger reputation in O'Reilly's. Kind of not in a bad way, just kind of, like, standing up. You know, like, there was a customer, like, that told me off because he heard something that he didn't like, or, like, we didn't have a part or whatever. Or it was going to take a while to get his order. Some, like, little minor shit.
He thought he could use you as a punching bag.
He told me off. And, like, no, pinche, whatever the fuck, he told me off. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck are you to come around and, like, don't talk to me like that, bro. I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am. Oh, I get he was, like, a long customer then, but I had just started there. Right? So I didn't know this guy. He didn't know me. Like, he's like, oh, he came up to the store to pick up his order or do a swap or something. And I was like, hey, you're that guy, right? You're so-and-so. He's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm the guy you told off on the phone. And the manager is right there helping him out. You know what I mean? Like, they're on both sides of the counter, and I just come over to, like, that gap where you can walk through to the back. Like, hey, you're so-and-so, right? Like, I'm the guy you told off on the phone. And he's like, like, yeah, man, yeah. Well, do I know you? He's like, have I heard of you before? Have we met? Are we friends or something like that? He's like, I just did it joking around. I'm like, I don't joke around like that, bro. I don't know you. Like, that's very disrespectful to be telling something like that over the phone, man, especially if we're helping you out and getting your parts all the way the fuck out there. He lived, like, in Roma, bro. It was literally, like, a 30-minute drive back and forth, bro. You know what I mean? Like, stupid far. And he's just a shit of a person. And, like, the manager's, like, right there. It's like, hey, man. He's like, bro, I'm doing this in front of the manager. That way you won't go around, changing the story around. Right. You don't disrespect people like that, bro, whether they're fucking employees or a regular person, bro. Don't be dicks to other people. If you ever watch this and learn something from this, don't be dicks to other people, bro. This is a service industry, bro, and we're here to help each other out, bro. Whatever you need, that's why we're there. Just some shitty people. And that's why I have, like, mainly, like, an anger issue. You can see it now kind of like bubbling a little bit, but I'm not angry. I'm just very passionate about being nice and courteous to other people, bro. Like,
I was always glad. I knew I wasn't cut out for it, and fortunately never got put into the situation of being in a customer front, or what's the word I'm looking for, like a retail front industry, man. Yeah. Like, bad enough working with, like, construction supply, man. Like, and the one time I had a motherfucker chew me out, he chewed me out righteously, so I couldn't even be mad about it. And I was like, fuck, man, just throw in an insult right now so I can punch you in the face, because I really want to, but, like, you're right. You're fucking right. But, like, you watch people, like, dude, some fucking contractors fucking run fucking mouth. The same way fucking just entitled customers, man. That's what the fuck they are. It's like, oh, I'm paying for this. It's like, bitch, that's not how this fucking works. You are paying for product. You're not paying to fucking say anything to me. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't even speak to me unless it's to fucking point at what you want and tell me how many. And, yeah, man. There's some people in this world, I think it's their parents, man. I really do.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, I've worked in customer service for like over 12, 15 years, but I'm glad I only worked like face-to-face retail, I want to say maybe a year in like 17 or 18 years that I've been working, period. And it was at Mervin's. Like, y'all remember fucking Mervin's?
Oh,
here?
snap.
Yeah, exactly. So I used to, and I only worked like the retail counter for like two months. Then I was promoted to loss prevention. So, but anyway, point being is that in those short 2 months, I learned real quick that I don't do well working in face-to-face customer because I don't necessarily have an attitude, but I can't help but make a face when you piss me off. So, like, like y'all are saying, like, people that give you attitude and shit, like, right off the bat and everything, I just don't do well with that. And it happened to me once there at Mervin's, and it was with a lady. So that's what pissed me off even more, the fact that I couldn't be as, I felt that I couldn't be as aggressive with her because I was a man. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't necessarily go off the way, like, at that time I remember, I didn't give a fuck about the job. I was like, I'm just gonna fucking go off on this person, and I don't care what they tell me. But then, like, what really stopped me was that, you know, she was a lady. And then I started thinking...
Well, clearly she wasn't if she pissed you off that bad.
No, what I'm saying is, like, she was a woman, so, like...
You may have a vagina, man, but you are no lady.
Like, and then I started thinking about my mom, and I was like, you know what? This could be anybody's mom, and I was like, you know what? So I just, like, I toned it down or whatever. But then, on the
I've met more than a few moms that would deserve an ass whooping.
On the flip side of it, like, I started working customer service, but over the phone. Mm-hmm. So, like, that's a whole different ball game. And, like, what that taught me is basically what I tell everybody else. I learned through customer service of working, like, 12 years in that industry of, like, I learned to be a nice asshole. I'll never forget this one time that I was working retention for DirecTV. And, the whole premise of that position was no matter what happened on the call, you had to make 3 save attempts to save the customer from disconnecting. So I did one, and he was like, nah, man. And I knew, like, from the get-go of the call, this dude was not going to stay with us. Mm-hmm. But to save my job and my ass, I had to make those 3 save attempts. So I made my first one. He was like, nah, man, this is not going to work. And he was already pissed off by the time he got to me. And I was like, all right, man, so I'll do this shit for you or whatever. And he's like, no, you don't understand. I don't want to stay with you. And then I made my third one right after trying to talk him down. I made the third offer, and it went silent. Mm-hmm. And I was like, sir, and I looked at the phone and I could see that somebody was still there. And then this is the next thing I heard. He said, you must be the stupidest motherfucker to work there. That set me the fuck off. But I was like, I remember the next things out of my mouth were, well, sir, I may be, but you called me for help. And then it went silent, and then I realized that I fucked up. So then he was like, so what are you trying to say? And I was like, nothing, man. Let me help you out is all I'm trying to say. Let me help you out. So, yeah, I'm glad I released that call. Like I said, I disconnected the account. He didn't stay, but yeah.
Look, man, real talk. Yeah, man, I think what you did there was almost give him, not just that situation, but I've been in those fucking scenarios where it's like, you're almost giving him an out, man, because it's like, you're even in the playing field. You're not fucking coming back at him. You're not calling him a name. You're not, like, trying to, like, be aggressive with him. It's just like, you know what you did. I'm throwing that right back at you. Yeah. We can either start from fresh right here, or you can escalate the motherfucking situation.
Yeah, so, but yeah, something that I did take, going with what you were saying earlier. In 12 years of working in customer service, it did something, because I hate corporate jobs, I really do. Mm-hmm. But something that I did learn was it did teach me how to talk to people. I didn't know how to talk to, dude. For the people that don't know, I come from the ghetto, man. I grew up with a very ghetto, self-taught mentality of like, If you tell me fuck you, I'm gonna tell you fuck you 10 times more back to you, and like it's confrontation and I don't give a fuck and whatever. What I'm saying is my mentality back then is like I'm gonna get as loud as you get and I don't give a fuck who's watching. When we all know as a grown ass person, that's not the fucking way to go, man. Like you're making an ass out of him, but you're also making an ass out of yourself. So at the end of the day, like it's not a win-win situation. You know what I mean? So that's something that I did learn from being customer service. I learned my negotiation skills got way better, and I learned how to de-escalate situations by like talking my way. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. There is times that you just absolutely cannot de-escalate. Hey, all I'm saying is you may have to put your hands on somebody, but
yeah, man, it's like the movie Roadhouse. Be nice until it's time not to be nice.
I was just watching that shit.
Yeah, man. Heck yeah, bro.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir Patrick, I think he got knighted. Sir Patrick Swayze. Dude, I used to be a bouncer for about 2.5 years at a club downtown McAllen. And I got excited about it, bro. I was like, oh my God, I'll be a bouncer, you know? Like, it's something different, bro. Like, I just moved to college and shit. Like, I was getting some extra cash, bro. I always had multiple forms of fucking getting money, bro. I'm hustling, bro. I got my day job and I got shit to do at night as well. You know what I mean? I'm always working. And I would go do that, and it was crazy, bro. Being in the nightlife and kind of seeing people, you know, whether it be how they celebrate, how they party, how they're behind doors, you know, like how does everybody act when the club's empty and there's only a couple people, you know, chilling and relaxing, you know what I mean? Like they like I would stay behind and people would ask me for personal security. I'm not a big guy, but I know how to de-escalate, you know, things. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know how to deal with people because it was like 2.5 years of dealing with drunk people.
Yeah.
Partying. And being like trying to get everybody's alcohol at 2:00, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then like I was like, hey, let's go. And I got a lot of backlash when I first started it. Like, hey, I got to pick up your drink. And like, who are you? You know, you're not gonna take my drink. I paid for this, you know. Like, and with the years that went by, man, I was able to turn it into a game. Like, hey, let's go. Come on. I bet you can't drink it. You know, you can't chug it. You know, like, oh, I can chug it. No, you can't. You can't finish that in one chug. Like, yes, I can. So I had these people like basically chugging their last beer, which is basically what I ended up doing anyways. But instead of them hating me, they turn into the game. They're like, hey, and I'm like, hey, and I just grab all the bottles and I go to the next table and I just do it again.
Do the same thing.
There's a lot of people that by the end of it, they were frequent customers. And like, yeah, you know, like, here you come again. I was like, bro, you know the rules, bro. I was like, all right. And I was like, yeah, no, you know, and like they were very understanding, bro. And there was some, oh my God, bro, they would like, oh, I know this guy and I know that guy. I'm like, oh, great, man. Like, oh, I know the owner. I'm like, Krill, nice, man. Hell yeah. Do me a favor, bro. Give him a shout right now on your cell phone. Since you know him, let him know I'm doing my job. You know, and like, you know, and like that was the only time that I was in the customer service industry that I was able to actually talk back to customers, bro. And I think that's why I loved it so much.
Yeah.
Dude, this is a hard thing to explain, and I don't think it's something that you can really. You can't, like, with words, get it across to someone. You almost have to give them a demonstration of it, which is even more difficult. There are people who get kind of aggressive like that, where it's, you know, they're confrontational, but they're not really aggressive. They're not going to stand up and fight you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But people, like, there are a lot of people who don't seem to know how to get past that. It's like, this, oh my God, he was being so hostile. It's like, no. He was just being mouthy with you. If you run into somebody who's truly hostile, you cannot affect your way out of that. You cannot talk or cajole.
Yeah, you see it in their eyes and that you know you're fine.
I've run across maybe a handful of motherfuckers in my life where I just went, okay, I'm not going to deal with it, man. Nah.
Yeah. And this, going back to what we touched on like 30 minutes ago, the whole daughter thing. That's one thing that I realized over the last 2 years that my daughter did do to me. I've learned to be more like the de-escalation okay, how do we talk about this? Let's figure it out. Mm-hmm. Because now my first thought is, like, I've learned that even though my daughter's 2, she's watching.
Oh yeah,
she's watching all the time. You know what I mean? So the last thing I need is that if I ever go to her and ask her why'd you do it, the last thing I need is, well,
I saw you do it.
I saw you do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So now it's like, you know what I'm saying? All the well fuck yous and you know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, I can't do that anymore. You know what I mean? So Sean, I know you can't relate to this, but
no, I've never had to deal with children, just overgrown children.
No, but I'm saying, like, you know, having like Rudy said, you know, like, because now my kid watches everything. Oh, so okay. we like you can, and the same thing with her mom. Her mom had a big issue with the F-bomb. F this and F that, just in regular conversation, right? Mm-hmm. In the car and this F this and that, you know. And now she's told me herself, it's like when somebody cuts her off in traffic, it's like my daughter's in the car. You know? So that's something that I did get from my kid. You can't just fuck everybody.
Reminds me of a joke I was doing for a while. I stopped doing it because it was a little bit too true, but I remember hanging out with a buddy of mine and his girl and their kid at one point, and we were getting high and shit, and his chick was cool and all that, and I'm, you know, fuck this, fuck that, and, you know, goddamn, and we're having a good fucking time, and then, like, at some point the kid just goes walking by on one of those little, like, you know, roller seats and shit, and, like, I kind of looked at her. Parents aren't fucking noticing, but I was like, this fucking shit, and then I see the kid walking by, and I'm like, when she learns to speak English, I'll stop doing that. Come to find out, that kid had a speech impediment, didn't speak till she was 6. But
that reminds me.
That gave you a good time to curse around her. That's good.
That reminds me.
Yeah, it just made me feel bad. It's like, oh shit, I did that.
That reminds me of a funny ass story. This was a while back. This was maybe like, I didn't even have a kid yet. Maybe 3-4 years ago, I was with a friend, and they have 2 kids. They have a boy and they have a girl. The boy is was 3 years old. The little girl was 2 years old. They're a year apart. So they have a big fucking, like, the kitchen and the living room was together. So we're talking or whatever. And then the women, they start talking like dirty and shit. Not dirty to where it's like vulgarity and whatnot, but they start talking about sex or whatever. They laughing. There's alcohol, they drink or whatever. Right. And the 2 little kids are running around, right? So, long story short, the mom, they were talking about sex and shit. I don't remember the conversation. I don't remember the premise. But the whole point was that she said something about taking somebody's nuts to the face. That's the, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, yeah, you know, it's like I said, I don't remember the conversation, but it was like, yeah, it's something... it's like nuts to the face and whatnot, and so I was like, oh shit, what's going on? I was like, what's going on over there? You know what I mean? So
Freddy, adjust that a little bit, man.
I want to be a part of that conversation.
They were talking about that.
You gotta tighten it up for
and
here, lengthen it out, man. So
I think I got it.
What's the big one?
No, it's
no. You did.
No,
okay. You're trying to piss. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, like, so I was like, oh, what's going on or whatever. So then they left that conversation, right? They left the conversation. They started talking about something
moved
else.
On from nuts to the face.
Moved on and shit. Moved on from nuts to the face. And then, we were eating. We were eating. I forgot what we were munching on. And, I had these, planters, nuts, right? Okay. And we're eating planters and passing them around or whatever. There's a little boy was running around, whatever. And, he comes and he asks me for some nuts, the planter nut. And I was like, yeah, man. So he grabs them, puts his hand in whatever, and he starts eating them. His little sister was on the high chair.
Oh, yeah.
So like, he was eating them and he looks at her and he just runs towards his sister, grabs a handful of nuts, and he was like, nuts to the face.
Nice. That's hilarious, bro. Did everybody catch that one?
Yeah, well, yeah. I did. Then the dad did, but he was trying really hard not to laugh. And he just looked at the mom and he was like, "Don't ever say that shit again." And she was like, well, "What do you mean?" "Never mind, you missed it. I'll explain later." But yeah,
that's hilarious.
So it goes to what I'm telling you. Kids pick this shit up, and that's why you reminded me of that one incident that I went through. But it was hilarious though. And he literally just grabbed the handful and like, nuts to the face, and I was like,
beautiful.
I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not what they meant, but let's go ahead and stick to the plan.
Keep an eye on that kid. He's got a bright future in comedy.
I remember explaining to a school counselor at one point. She was like, I got pulled into the office for cussing up a storm, and she was like, "Where did you learn these words?" And I was like, "Rush hour traffic with my mom."
I'll be doing the open mic in the cafeteria during lunch. Thank you.
No respect at this school. No respect.
Went up to the lunch lady, asked for more fries. You know what she told me? This ain't the lunchroom, you idiot. I'm the janitor.
Did y'all, when y'all were kids, and I mean young, maybe 5, 6,
I asked
7.
for some hash browns, and she was like, hashtag tough luck. Sorry. I tried.
Your Bernie's on point.
You know what, man? If it weren't for the fact that I think Bernie is such a fucking pussy, I would love to. I remember telling you that, man. After he dropped out of the election back in 2016, I was like, God damn it, man, because I almost had that fucking impression down.
I was like, we
oh, you were leaning for a fart? Was that what that was?
We caught it on camera too. Clip it. Don't show this one. But technical difficulties. I ate some black beans earlier, ladies and gentlemen, so don't be afraid.
I don't know what the color of the beans had to do anything with it, but okay.
African American beans. I'm sorry. The black beans have more fiber in them.
Do they?
Yeah.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Actually, black beans are, I'm trying to remember.
They're black?
No, there's something specific about it. Like if you don't cook them right, they can be irritating to the gut. So it's not just the fiber.
Sucks.
Yeah, but the majority of the beans that you're buying in cans are already pre-cooked.
Oh, yeah. So. I don't understand people that don't wash off canned beans, man. It was like, oh, it's the sauce. And it's like, that's not sauce, stupid. It's not sauce.
Hold on, time out. Whoa.
If you buy a can of beans.
How the fuck do you wash off canned beans?
You literally just run it under the water, shake that shit, and pour off the juice, man. Because all that stuff is, look, man, when they cook the beans,
it's preservatives, right?
More reason to get it the fuck off.
Well, I mean, they are bad.
I will say you can get like some gourmet type of beans where it literally is a sauce that's got the spices and shit. Hey, man, some of them are good.
You mean like Uncle Ben's and shit?
I love that you believe Uncle Ben's is gourmet, but that's
well, isn't it on the box?
Some bush beans, pinto beans that come out with little bits of onion in them.
Yeah. Oh, here, quick tip, people: the bush baked beans, those are literally the cheapest, shittiest beans.
So what's a good bean?
Delicious.
Then?
I'm not going to say it's not good, but
what would be a good bean other than fucking making them yourself? Outside of that. What would be a good bean?
You just want to
brand recognition.
Yeah, it's just like if you know what type of bean it is. Like if you get bush beans and like read the back of the label, it's like I forget exactly the type of bean. It's a white something bean, but it's literally one of the cheapest fucking beans.
No, that's not my. I understood that. That wasn't my question. Though. My question is,
I missed your point.
Like as far as like a canned bean,
right?
Like that's why I said outside of making the fucking beans yourself. Like from getting the raw bean, boiling, and all that bullshit.
Right.
What would be a good bean to fucking eat?
All right. Well, even Bush, man, you can get good beans from Bush. I'm just saying, like their most notorietable product is the Bush baked beans, right?
Oh, okay, I got you.
But it's a tasty fucking product because it's got the pork and the onions and all that shit in it. But it's the cheapest fucking bean possible. You know what I mean?
Got you. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, but nah, man, fucking Bush isn't bad.
Then again, I don't really eat canned shit because of the sodium, but yeah.
Dude, another reason to wash off your fucking canned food, man. I mean...
Sodium?
Yeah.
It washes off?
Yeah, man, it's not like that shit, like, it's not like pickles.
I thought it was something
that
was... I thought that's what sodium was. It was just, they would be soaked up. I thought sodium was like a preservative.
Seasoning.
It's salt, man. Salt is salt. And salt is highly water soluble.
Oh, okay.
Like you can't. All right, here's the thing though. You can't like wash off a pickle. Like that shit is like. That's so.
I beg to differ, but okay.
I do it every morning.
I got the joke. Did you? Penis joke number 1.
One big joke.
Fuck, I forgot where I was going with this.
Yeah, Goya is not a bad brand either. I'm partial to Goya. Yeah.
So scrap Uncle Ben's. There's this other
it's
fucking...
a different style of being, homie. You gotta understand.
I like it, though.
I've never had Uncle Ben's rice, man. I've had Uncle Ben's... I mean,
I've had the
beans,
rice, too.
That's what I'm saying. I've never had Uncle Ben's beans.
If I've had Uncle Ben, I had it served to me accidentally. Like, I didn't knowingly order Uncle Ben's bean or rice.
Let's be honest. Zatarain's is better.
I've had the
You've been to Louisiana. You know what I'm talking about.
Shout out to all my couillons out there.
Dang old coon ass.
Yeah. Le bon temps roulé. That's right. Shout out to the Saints. Hashtag who dat. Not the Cowboys. Woo!
Moving along.
But you're from Texas. Not that into Texas, motherfucker.
I basically go for anybody. It doesn't matter as long as it's a good game. But I am partial towards the Saints. I don't know why. It's just beautiful.
I like the Saints.
I like the LaFleur.
I'm not a geek about football. Like, I don't get into the... I could never do, like, the fantasy league type of shit where you got to do all your research and all that, man. But I do enjoy talking football with gamblers more than I enjoy talking football with fans. Like, if somebody has a team, I just smile, nod, and move the fuck away from that conversation.
Yeah, I never got into fantasy football. I just like the actual game. Like, doesn't matter who's playing. You know what I mean? I'm like, their defense sucks. Or, that's a good play. You know, if it's a badass play and the dude's running 90 yards, bro, I'm like, go, 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 go. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah, bro. But I don't, like, sit there and learn the dude's name. Like, maybe, like, touchdown by so-and-so. Like, oh, badass so-and-so. And then the name kind of just sticks.
See, and but again, like, I grew up with football ever since the days of Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith and fucking Deion Sanders. So like, it was something, honestly, it was something like a fucking religion that was, like, instilled in me.
Right.
So, like, I just grew up and it stuck to me. And then the biggest mistake, if you want to point it that way, was that I learned the game. So I was like, oh shit, this shit is fucking fun.
Yeah.
It's really fucking fun.
Yeah.
And then I tried playing, and we all know how that turned out.
I think I saw an inspirational clip of yours.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't so well. I was like, yeah, it's not as easy as it looks. So,
I played, I think, like, my junior year and then my senior year when I was ready to start in varsity. Come on, right? I messed up my hand like 3 days before the first scrimmage. So keep in mind,
the wrist.
My hand. So keep in mind, I've been training since my spring of sophomore year. No, sorry, junior year spring. Mm-hmm. Like the back end, I transferred over there like the second semester. So it was just all like workout. The season was over. We didn't make
the
it.
Full year program.
I did the half a year at that point because I just transferred over in the spring. So basically, I just came into the conditioning side of the football, which was good for me because I wasn't very familiar with too much of the stuff. I just wanted to join and like kind of experience it for myself. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be badass. Fucking knock some dudes over. I have rage. You know, like get some conditioning in. It was good, man. I was like 220, bro, solid. I was like benching like 270, bro. Like I was freaking like a nice solid block, bro. But my bones were shit. Like 3 days before the first scrimmage, where I'm like checking out the cross country chicks running in the background. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not paying attention to the drill that we're doing, which is like hitting the pads, like properly and safely hitting the pads. So we're like standing across each other, right? So I'm just standing there, and the other dude's like practicing on me. He's like hit, you know. He was do the hits on like, and I'm just like getting hit, like all right, switch, and I'm like all right, cool, and like. And I'm watching them like, all right, hit. And then I go, and then like my hand goes like this instead of fully extended. So I go like that, and then my knuckle hits the metal strap that they use to like kind of like, like, oh, what the, you know, like and I could still move it, so I knew it wasn't broken. It just like hurt. Like I thought I had maybe like pinched a nerve or something, you know, like. And then I was like, you know, like it shit hurts. Like what the fuck? And then like, and the coach is like, you should be good. You probably just like got a stinger or whatever. And I was like, all right. And then like I just noticed it as the practice went on. I just started getting like this giant lump on my hand. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, hey coach, I don't think it's supposed to be like that. And then like the same coach that told me to like kind of like walk it off. And he's like, oh shit, what are you still doing here, bro? Go to the doctor. Like the team doctor.
Right.
And like, oh shit. And I go and I'm like, hey man, this just happened. And he's like, how the guys like working on other guys like strained their like shoulder from like throw in, or they messed up their leg from running or whatever. And I'm over here with like a fractured boxing fracture. That's what they call it.
Did it? Oh, it ended up being a fracture?
Yeah, it wasn't a clean break. So the doctor was like, kind of wanted to set in properly. Like I went to an actual doctor, not like a sports doctor. Like some sports doctor like know how to deal with this properly, and you can still play with your injury. But this doctor was like a legit doctor, and he's like, you want this shit to set right, you know what I mean? So he didn't like sign me off to play with the cast on. So I became like the assistant to the coach, you know, and it sucked, but it was kind of cool because I got a whistle. And I fucking sat out the majority of my senior year, and by the time I was actually cleared to actually play, we were playing our school split into like 3 schools my senior year, because we were like the graduating class before my graduating class like before was like 3,000 people, like stupid amount of like
that's a lot.
A lot. So
did that take like 3 days?
Yeah, it was a stupid long.
I don't know because I didn't
calling out names, just got them in a line like here.
Yeah. My cousin was in that graduating class, so I had to sit there for all that shit. So when went over to my year, they split into 3 schools. So we were playing one of the other schools, and they were like rival. I'm like, how the fuck? We're the same people, bro. We live like maybe a block and a half away from each other. You know what I mean? Like, so like, all right, fucking, we're playing the other team, and I'm good to go, bro. I'm putting weight on it. It's kind of a little bit sore, but it's good, you know. And all right, cool, man. My first play, I'm in there, boom, go, boom, and I'm like looking at the guy with the ball, and I'm like going lateral. You know what I mean? Instead of going like this, because this guy can just dip and go the opposite direction. So I'm going lateral with him, and then like I don't see there's 2 dudes just coming at me, blindsiding me, right from the side, and I land on this arm. Right, and then like I couldn't bend it. I was like, you know, I was like, die. You know, like I fucking run in, and I'm like, I can't bend my arm. You know, I was like, I'm fucked. You know what I mean? Like, fuck the first play I'm actually playing on my senior year, and I fucked myself again. And it turns out I had like that the stinger thing he had mentioned earlier. That's what happened. Like it snapped me, and then like tendon. Some shit fucked up back here, so I was like, fuck it. I just sat in the rest, and I just ended up transferring over to theater for the second part of my senior year.
I mean, I didn't make it that far, but I only legitimately got put in for 2 plays. I had 1 play, nothing happened, and I didn't do anything either. So they put me out. They put me out the second down. Mm-hmm. And I was supposed to run behind the fullback, right? And they told me twice. They were like, I'm gonna give you a delayed handoff. Stick right behind the fullback. He's gonna block for you. That's what I was supposed to do. What I did was, he gave me the delayed handoff. I took off behind the fullback, but I saw an opening for a straightaway.
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck I thought in my head that I could run a 4.2. So I took it, you know what I mean? So then I was like, open field, motherfucker. So I took off. I thought I was going like 50 miles an hour, which I wasn't. So the next thing I remember, well, I'm lying. Next thing I remember, I was like laying on a bench. But what they told me that happened was that somebody hit me on the side. So the guy that hit me literally on the side hit me so hard that I flipped in the air. And then when I was coming down, another guy hit me on this side, right? So I blacked out. I don't remember none of that shit. All I remember was I was on a bench.
Did you get a concussion?
I think so. I mean, if that's what it was, I mean, I guess. So yeah, after that, they realized I was a liability to the team, so they pulled me out.
Man, I played 2 years of junior high football and pretty much rode bench for my freshman year in high school. And seriously, I didn't even want to play in high school, man, because the first game we went to was a fucking scrimmage. It wasn't even like a legitimate game. We're just, scrimmaging with one of the other teams, like another school and shit. And within the first 15 minutes of the game, one of the fucking starters comes off the field unconscious with a fractured leg on a fucking stretcher. And like,
wow.
Yeah. And my mom was in the stands, right? So like, I'm looking at him, I'm looking at the coach, and I'm looking at my mom, and she's looking at me like fucking, hey, you wanted to fucking sign up, bitch.
Andale. Oh no, Mom, I want to play football. It's going to be fun.
Let's just say I ran slower in trials from then on.
No.
Hey, man, we're coming up on the first. Actually, we're at the first hour right here, man.
Yeah, go for it.
So hold that story, folks. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. 3, 2, 1. All right,
that was a long jerk off section.
Look, man, I'm telling you, stop using the sandpaper.
Huh?
I'm like, I just wanted to go get some water. You take some weird ass breaks.
Oh shit!
Did y'all ever come across that?
Come across.
Baby, I can make it arc.
All the way.
I come over you, hit your friend behind you.
Boom.
Yeah. While she's watching
Mario episodes.
That's what you get for trying to watch, bitch. No, there was an old story from Playboy. Used to have a magazine back in the day called Letters to Playboy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you've heard of this?
Yeah.
And there was one story that like always kind of stuck with me. It was like I didn't even read the magazine. This was like something I
didn't even know they had letters till like I was 17.
Yeah. No, and this was an entire magazine of just the letters. There weren't even pictures in this shit. It was. The 70s were a weird time, I guess. I don't know. People were looking for new shit to jerk off to, It's like, we already got the swingers. What the fuck now?
You can jerk off to words now.
Yeah, I was about to say, that is a sexy R. Just...
Yeah.
Robust. Vigorously.
I'm not going to say I've never spanked it to literature before, but...
You're talking about everybody has, especially with the whole, 50 Shades of Grey and all those cochino books. I know you. Yeah. Ladies.
And now
I don't even think they're reading with at some point. They're just like smacking that hardback just on the fucking knee.
And now they have that audio version to it, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, what is it? Gilbert Godfrey reading 50 Shades of Grey. Have you come across that? Oh, it's great. But anyway, the letter that always stuck with me was this guy writes into the, it's supposed to be one of the playmates is answering this shit. And he's like, I can't stop jerking off with sandpaper. And she gives him this very and granted this is a setup, but it still was funny. It's like, well, what you do is you find a finer grain of sandpaper and then you go a little bit down and maybe start with a coarse wool, work your way down to cotton and then some silk. Next thing you know, you're skin on skin. And it was just, okay.
Legit. Yeah, it works. There's some creepy guys out there, man.
It's like, sometimes I like to bang it in the doorway. Just...
who was it?
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all read that article? The 19-year-old kid that died of a heart attack because he jerked off 54 times in a row.
Not familiar with
I
that
didn't even look
literature.
to the details.
I read the article. I mean, it's pretty funny. It was funny.
Did you believe the article?
That's what I was going to say. First of all, I read the article in its entirety because it was funny. I thought it was funny. But that article was so poorly written. Like, it really looks like a 12-year-old wrote it. So, which brings me to my next point. It made me think of, is this real? Because it didn't...
No.
Like, a fucking journalist did not write that.
It's all clickbait, bro. Did you have advertisements on that? On that article
well,
while you were
I was
reading
on my
it?
phone, so...
But you still had like some kind of advertisement pop up, whether it be at the top or the bottom.
Nah, not that I remember.
What?
Yeah.
Well, where was this article at? What was the name of the website?
It was some UK article.
Okay.
The only thing I could think of, the only way I could think of that scenario would be even remotely plausible.
Which again, maybe that's why it was poorly written. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love the English.
Can't even speak their own language. No, but a lot of those dick pills,
Right.
A lot of it's just fucking speed.
Yeah.
Like it.
Well, y'all remember that thing that actually Viagra, and I'm not talking about Viagra, I'm talking about like dick pills. Mm-hmm. Those were accidentally discovered because originally they were supposed to be used for heart medication.
Yeah, they're blood thinners.
Yeah.
I think it's long distance runners that take it for better vascular. You don't know. Okay.
Running with a Woody.
No. You don't.
That's a downside, but that's why the cup's there.
No, that doesn't happen.
It's got like a curve to it, so it just kind of works itself. You just point it at your own belly button at some point.
That actually, shout out to Louis C.K. That actually doesn't happen because what happens is when you take them and then you're running, it expands your fucking artery, so it makes it easier for the blood flow, which in turn then gives you more oxygen to your heart, which the main artery in your heart expands, which gives you a better breathing pattern, and that's why supposedly you're supposed to be faster. But if you take them and not do anything, then that's when you can.
Okay.
Right,
I took a knockoff boner pill once. Like one of the protein shops locally. They were giving them out.
At least it wasn't gas station quality.
Yeah, no. It was legit
They have
shit
those
protein shop.
They have those at gas stations. I don't even know.
Oh, fuck
dude. Right next to the trucker stay awake pills.
Fucking neon rhino or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Well, that's the thing, man. Is the fucking the no dose and the rhino pill are
the only
share
one,
a lot of
the
ingredients.
The only one that I'm not ashamed to admit that it actually fucking works, but you actually have to take it for about a week because it's a daily pill. The pill that you take is Extends. Okay. Shout out to fucking Extends because you don't get a headache. Your boner only comes when it's supposed to,
when needed, when called, when called to action.
Yeah,
it's not just a gentle breeze upon your skin.
Yeah, and you're solid for a very long time.
So check it out. I got one of those boner pills, right? And then one Saturday I didn't have anything to do, right? I had nothing planned. My parents were out of town.
This is not gonna
I had
end
the
well.
house to myself, right?
Had a bowl of cereal.
Next thing I know, I'm repainting the walls in the living room, and
I already had like a couple months since they gave me those pills, right? So they've been chilling in my bag for a while. So I was like, "Fuck it, bro. Let me see 4 hours. Like, I got all weekend by myself. I got shit to do. Let me experience this shit. I like to experience different things. Like, what the fuck does it actually feel like? That's why I would get some of my material. Just getting into some dumb shit, trying to learn, right? Curiosity killed the cat, and it also gave me great material. So like I take this boner pill and said like give it like a good while for it to work, right? The entire day goes by. Like this is in the morning, right? So I was like by afternoon I should be good, right? Afternoon rolls around, nothing. So I'm like this thing must be a dud. And then my buddy calls me like, hey, we're gonna go to the Pulga. Do you want to go hit it up? I was like, sure, man. This thing's not working. Okay, fuck it. I'll join you guys. The Pulga is a flea market, right? So we go to this flea market, and as soon as I crossed that line from the parking lot to the flea market, it kicked in. like right away, and I was like, oh shit. And I felt it, bro. Oh my God.
And you feel like everybody's watching you, right?
Yes.
just walking up to vendors like, I'd like to see that item, please.
No, bro. Like, I had to, like,
short and stimpy.
Walk a little hunched over, or, like, I was, like, tucking it up in my belt.
And I can pull that off, but
right.
It still feels weird.
There you go. Oh, my God. It was so awkward, bro. And I couldn't, like tell my friends, like, hey, can we, like, go? And because they're going to be like, why? And I'd be like, because it took a boner pill. Like, I didn't want to pop that up. So I fucking bared it, bro, and I walked that fucking flea market and I drank my agua de limon, right, agua fresca, and I ate my Spiro papas, and I rocked it with my cock in, right. I'd never
talking full
pants.
mass the whole time.
Yeah, I did not care, and I enjoyed it.
Fucking.
Because the whole thing is you were fucking stressed about it. Like, holy shit, I got a boner. That's all you can think about, right? Mm-hmm. And it just never went away. So I was like, I'm not going to stress out and miss out on a fucking badass day over this freaking weird satanic boner that doesn't want to leave, right? So I was like, fuck it, bro. I'm a very, was it glass half full, glass half empty?
Hey, look, man, worst thing that happens, some little kids running around gets poked in the eye. That's all. That's
pretty much.
I watched out for the kids. But yeah, man, like, I had baggy clothes on. You couldn't really tell. And I had flipped it up to the waistband at that point. So I was just mainly concentrating on making sure my pants don't fall down.
Yeah.
Right? So it was like, fucking enjoy it. Fucking, and I was able to kind of like...
You know what does that shit to you too? And that we've had this conversation. Like, that's why I stopped taking it. Was when I started taking T boosters, testosterone boosters. The reason I took it was when I started working out, I was it basically helps you shred weight faster. So I started taking it, and it worked like a charm, man. Like, I lost like fucking 6 pounds in 2 weeks. Like, I mean, I was working out hard, right? But the T booster really helped. The downside to that was that fucking just got random boners throughout the day, like for no reason. Nobody touched me. Nobody looked at me. No, it's just I was at HEB with a fucking. Is
that when you get like boners when people look at you?
No. But I'm just saying, like,
I like it when they watch.
Like but nobody was like paying attention to me. None of that shit.
Like, how's that different from any other day?
And
yeah, I get a sliding whistle.
And one day I made the fucking.
We need a sideshow Mel.
Yes. I made the fucking worst mistake of going to HEB in windbreakers. So yeah, I was at the pharmacy picking up my grandma's medication, and I got a boner, and I sat down. And I was literally at the pharmacy for like 30 minutes. Cause like if I got up, you were going to see that shit. Like we're going, you know. So I was like, fuck. And then there was 2 girls, 2 young chicks. Like, yeah, and that wasn't going to help. No. That would have just gone way south.
You ever heard that Jeff Foxworthy bit where he's talking about getting a vasectomy, and when you come out of the procedure, they just like basically stuff the front of your pants with cotton? So he was like, I was having to fight off prom proposals all the way there. Get away from me. My wife's waiting.
Prom proposal.
Yeah. So I stopped taking the T boosters because they yeah.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No?
I don't like that.
I rock my boners proudly.
Well, I mean, but again, you're in a relationship, so that helps. Literally.
Yeah, and basically I'm already starting to get to that 30-year mark. I'm going to be 29 in about a month and a half.
That's not true, bro.
No,
I was going to bring this up. We were talking about fasting.
I'll tell you something right now. I'm 32. Yeah, I'm 32. Bro, I'm not even trying to brag. It's just 1,000% true. I can pretty much still do it every time the wind blows. I get random boners for no fucking reason. I'm 32 years old. There's no problem there. I don't know what the fuck they're talking. I'm waiting for that testosterone drop that everybody talks about that you experience after 25. I'm waiting on that shit.
Well, maybe because of your diet, man. You changed your diet up, and
I think that has something to do with it.
This was what I was going to get to. We were talking about fasting before you got here, Rudy, and
thank God I wasn't part of that conversation.
Get behind me, Satan. But no, the one thing I was noticing recently, like in the last year, and probably just because I have more comparison because I have been doing the fasting and whatnot, but when I fall off the diet and I'm going like heavy carbs and like, fuck it, I'm going to have a Coke and eat some ice cream, you know what I mean? When I go like high calorie, like useless calorie, not like something that's gonna like, benefit somehow.
Yeah.
Just the fucking horniness. It's almost like the body has to get rid of fucking energy, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm like unenthusiastically masturbating. Like, will you just go away?
Carbs other than bread. Bread is the only exclusion. But every other carb causes for you to fucking get not for you to get an erection, but it causes for you to get there quicker, basically.
I got you, man. That's kind of like that whole thing about
except for bread. The bread, because it has a lot of yeast, it counteracts. So you'll fall asleep.
I have yet to find the follow-up research on it, but I do remember coming across something that was saying that there is an opiate-like effect to certain grains when you process them.
Yes. Oh, that's what we forgot.
The poppies? What?
No, we always get like that bread, the bolillo bread, the bread rolls, like for tortas and stuff. And we went to HEB today, and that's what we forgot.
How do you forget the bolillo?
I messed up, bro. It's because we didn't do the normal routine. We normally walk in. Do you have a routine when you go to the supermarket?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's always like you enter from one specific side and you start that.
Depending on what you're going to get.
Yeah, that trip. Like you have your certain pathways, right? Yeah. Well, this time, because they got rid of the carts on one side, we went to the other side. So we normally start with like the dairy and the eggs, and then worked our way that way, right? This time we started off with the vegetables, worked our way into the dairy, which is like the meat, and you get all the other stuff, pasta and everything else in that way. So we didn't go up straight into because I normally see the bread on the way to the checkout.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, the bread. And this time it was on the way to the chicken. So didn't catch my attention. It's just weird how like a new way of doing things, kind of like.
Yeah. Who
you don't notice
who does the cooking?
We both do. We take our turns. Like, hey, you want to cook tonight? Yeah. What do you want? Or like sometimes like, you want some quesadillas? I got it. And it's like, yeah. And we got some leftover chicken from the day before. Like we get like a rotisserie chicken, like $4 or $5, bro. And we get like like avocado. We get like whatever sides. We make rice or beans or whatever. And we do that. It just comes out cheaper, and it's freaking delicious, man. Like, and then we got some leftovers. The next day I make some quesadillas with that chicken, you know what I mean? Like, or like she likes pasta, and like today she made a taco, which was actually pretty good. She did I was telling you guys about it earlier. She did the tortilla, and then she did turkey ham, and then we did a strip of bacon, and then she put black beans, and then she made this homemade salsa. Like, we bought the tomatoes and everything else by itself. It was amazing salsa. Like, I always got to give a shout out to my girl for making dope ass salsas. And it's like spicy and it's smoky. It's got flavor. I love salsa that's got flavor to it.
Yeah, me
like,
too.
if you get a salsa and it's just tomato and like, just the basically
the bland
ingredients.
Shit, it doesn't.
Right? This had like a smoky texture to it. Like, it had a spice to it, but it wasn't like, oh my God. It was just like, yeah, dude, right?
A good roasted salsa is fucking great, man.
Yeah. She did it. Like, she heated them up. She cooked them, and then she threw them in the blender, and then she did her magic, and then like came out with the salsa. So that was on top of that. Oh my God, it was so good. It was so plain, simple, and it was amazing.
And this is what you had for dinner?
Yeah.
Like, that sounds so delicious.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure there's a keto version of that.
I'm not.
Damn you and your domestic bliss.
I'm now exactly at 12 hours without eating, so that fucking sounds delicious.
Why?
I normally do either an 8 to 12 hour window on off days of fasting.
Why?
Because it helps you keep
on your toes. Survival. I need to find the next meal.
All right. Do you shift your window when you're doing the intermittent fasting?
Yeah.
So what's that mean?
I shift it so that you can trick your metabolism. Because after a while, your metabolism, like if you do the same.
So which way are you creeping? Forward or backwards?
What do you mean exactly?
Like, are you pushing it forward like a couple hours?
Yeah. Like you do it forward and then you go backward. So it kind of tricks your metabolism so you can keep it going. Because if you it's like everything else. If you do the same thing over and over and over, your body's very good to catching on to a pattern. So then that's how you end up like plateauing, and then I figured that out. So that's why I no longer plateaued, because I learned how to shift things around. So I switch it around to like my eating as well. I also
noticed in the last month or so, I'm not walking in here and watching you destroy a box of Ritz crackers.
Yeah, that too. Now the other advantage to that I learned from eating the way that I'm eating and shifting the fasting is that now I can actually eat whatever I want more often. And I literally mean whatever the fuck I want. Like fucking on Sunday, what's today? Tuesday? Yeah, on Sunday, I fucking had pizza and it was delicious. Back then, I couldn't do, like, the way I was doing the diet back then, I couldn't do it because I had to fucking count the carbs. So it was like I was counting, and then I was like, I can't eat that much because I got to cut it out of here. Like, I could do it. It's just keeping up with it is a fucking headache. So I learned that when you trick the metabolism, you always shock it. Like when you do the fasting this way, and you switch it around, it's a shock to your metabolism every single time. So you don't give it time to adjust of like, okay, this is how this fucker's eating now. I can expect the meal now. When you don't do that, you take it away and it's like, hey, what the fuck? So the thing that you have to keep in mind is that you have to flush water through your system constantly so that you don't dehydrate. Because if you don't give it water, then you dehydrate faster. And then you integrate the way that I work out too. So I need to make sure that I always have water.
One thing that I found very difficult to explain to people when like they do ask me for dietary advice is like, if you're not drinking enough water, you're probably eating at the wrong time. Because a lot of those times when you're like, I'm hungry, it's like, no, stupid, you're thirsty. And it's like, well, how could I be thirsty? I feel hungry. And it's like
you're thirsty.
You're just fucking confusing this shit.
I've upped my water intake.
That's good.
Like
too.
I've given up like sodas and shit. Basically any carbonated beverage. I have juice every once in a while, and I can't get rid of my coffee. But
I can't get rid of coffee.
Every once in a while, I'll pick up like a liter of club soda, man, and just like
I do enjoy a ginger ale every once in a while.
The sugar, man.
Yeah, but it just tastes good. But it's better than freaking a dark Coca-Cola. I can feel like I was thankful to kind of like trick my brain and be like, it's too sweet. Like, it's not enjoyable anymore. It's just syrup. You know what I mean? Like, it's disgusting. And then I saw that video that you can clean the toilet bowl with Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this?
And I saw
the
have you seen the chick? The chick that uses the Coca-Cola to bleach her hair?
No.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
She uses a 20-ounce bottle of Coke to bleach her hair.
How?
It as soon as she started to pour, like on her hair, like you can just see the dye just like.
Okay, she's using it to remove dye. She's not using it to bleach.
Yeah, no, just to remove.
Okay, that makes perfect sense, man.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if you can, decorrode, like, battery heads with that shit.
Yeah,
that's right. That's another trick I learned at O'Reilly's. Actually, no, my dad taught me that one.
My dad taught me
that he's like, don't ever do it unless, like, you're stuck somewhere and, like, your terminals are corroded as fuck.
Yeah.
Just never do it. Because it's sugar. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to attract animals and, like, ants, and they eat up your wiring harness, and... Oh my God. It's like, there's different sides to mechanic problems that you never understand. Cause like since we're out here in the monte, like freaking just like brush area, if you would, you know, there's different types of wildlife that you won't see anywhere else in the United States. And that's why I'm also thankful. Like, the valley's pretty cool, man. I see some weird, some animals. I'm like, what's that? That's cool. I've never seen that before. But it's not something you want when you open up a hood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I seen like rats, like field rats, like they go up there and they create like nests, and like there's some cats that sadly get stuck in there because it's cold, and like they just turn on the car and the dude was chilling next to the radiator and then like it gets picked up by a fan. It's horrible, you know what I mean? So like as much as I can, I try to keep my undercarriage, like the hood, like as clean as possible. I didn't take up my dad's mechanic ways. A lot of people like in my hometown, they do kind of like, hey, are you doing mechanic stuff like your dad? And I was like, no, doing comedy. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah,
completely different direction,
way off. But I am thankful my dad, I was raised with that, and my dad, he had the patience. This is what I learned. I started to get a little bit more in common with my parents. He had the patience and understanding to actually give me the knowledge of mechanic work, man, and the understanding of a vehicle and how and if I ever get stuck somewhere like we did in New Mexico.
I was going to bring that up, man, dude. That could have cost us way more than it fucking did, man.
And we did a gig out in New Mexico, like, what, 3 years ago?
It was 2017.
Yeah, it was a while back.
2 years.
And it was crazy. I took my Kia Sorento. It was like a little SUV truck. And it was like 4 or 5 of us. Four. We went up to New Mexico for a gig in Deming, New Mexico. Beautiful little city. There's nothing there, but it's peaceful, and the skylight's amazing. It's beautiful. Like, the scenery out there. And amazing people, too, man. They're beautiful, kind-hearted people, bro. We get stranded out there on the day. Like, we do the show. Everything was awesome, bro. And then, like, on the way back, I had the car checked out completely before I left. My dad, like, if I ever go on like a cross country or like a super long trip, my dad always makes sure get a tune up, do this, do that, whatever maintenance, don't push it off, do it now, right? So I had it all done, and my dad was like, "Hey, do you want me to give it a once over?" I'm like, "Yeah, inspect the fuck out of it. We're gonna be driving a long time. Check it out." All right, so he did all the fluids. He checked all the levels and did all that. We get stuck out there. He didn't check the axle that goes from the transmission to the back wheels to like make them turn. There's this bar, and that truck, it wasn't a straight axle. It had a bend to it, so it had this like rubber ring holding it up. Well, with time, that rubber ring wore away, and it was just bouncing around in the ring that was in. So it was just like, we're like trying to move, and then we just feel the entire truck like shake scaringly. And we're like freaking, I'm like pissed off, and I'm trying to figure out what's doing it. And then I look underneath, and the freaking axle's just hanging. I'm like, fuck, we're stuck in New Mexico, bro. Like, this is a big part. Like, this is something I can't just, get it. There's no O'Reilly's nearby to get this. Like, this is a big part to get, right? So we're out there.
Weird ass hick dude named Skeever or something. Yeah, just. It was Deming's a weird fucking town, man.
It was, man. And what was his name, bro? Kilgore, right? Was his name Kilgore?
Was this the guy that gave us the miles?
Yeah. I think it was Kilgore. I think that was his last name.
Homeboy shows up in a wheelchair.
Yeah, wheelchair. We met him. He didn't get to go to the show that night. But the next day, we went to the venue, and we, got to meet him, and we got to meet him. He's like, "Oh, couldn't make it out last night, man, but I heard you guys had an amazing show. Nice to meet you." We shake his hand, and he had this badass wheelchair, like, kind of like off-road tires on it. Like, it was cool. Like, this dude is like, I'm fucking gangster. Like, I don't need nobody's help. And he had this little SUV, like a van. It was a little van, like a caravan. And we call the venue. I'm like, "Hey, we're stuck here. We need some help. Do you know a record service or what's up?" Homeboy in the wheelchair comes out. We get stuck next to like a Native American duty free, which we were thankful. There's a shit ton of cheap cigarettes and booze. So we like got straight in the perfect place.
Sat there smoking cigars and playing poker for a couple hours.
And the homeboy shows up. And he's got a gun in his, like, passenger seat. And I was like, we're like, "Is that a fucking rifle?" He's like, "Yeah, this is a small thing, bro. I used to, like, shoot bunnies. Like, not bunnies, but, like, they have a jackrabbit, right? Jackrabbit?
Yeah.
Like, giant, like, Bugs Bunny-looking rabbits out there. And they're just, like, literally, like, rats. Like, I ran over a couple. Like, they don't care. They just, like, you're driving. They don't give a fuck, dude. They just run in front of the car, dude. I felt bad. And the guy's like, "Yeah, man, I just pull over sometimes, like, and I just, like, take them out. That way, like, freaking, like, it's a rat problem, basically." So they're kind of, within the community, they do that. Right. So he was nice enough to kind of give us 200 miles of AAA that he had saved up for free towing. He's like, "I don't need it, bro. I don't go, like, that far from town. Plus, I know the tow guy personally. I'm going to give you guys this shit. You know what I mean? Like, and he gave us the tow, and was it you? And you and Luis, right? Were the ones that rode with the tow truck? I stayed behind with Omar.
Did you end up riding with
Gigi?
Gigi.
Oh, my God. I will never forget her. Gangster grandma. Gigi. She was
Pick some old Cajun lady about this big around, chain smoking cigarettes.
Driving from Deming, New Mexico to El Paso at like 2 o'clock in the morning, bro. Doing that run by herself. It's a 2-hour drive. So she finally drops us off at the hotel. No, at the place where we're at. And she takes us to a hotel. But before we do, she stops at the Whataburger, bro, in El Paso. And she buys all of us burgers, bro. She buys everybody food, bro. Oh, my God, bro. I was so thankful for this Cajun woman, bro. So cool. I didn't even get to meet her the first time, so I didn't get to spend that much time with her because I passed out as soon as we got to Deming. And they got to meet Gigi and her grandson, which was homeboy hooked it up.
No, that was his mom.
That was his mom? I thought it was his grandma.
Yeah, no, that was
his mom. Holy shit. Anyway.
I remember that. He was like, you guys got to meet my mom. And we were like, why do we want to? Oh, okay. Yeah, we should definitely meet your mom.
Dude, we're so thankful, man. Shout out to Deming, bro. Those guys are freaking amazing. But yeah, man, we got to go through that. And like, she drops us off like around 4 or something, maybe 5. She still had 2 hours to drive back, bro, to New Mexico. Like, by herself. Like, doing that run. Dang. Shout out to Gigi. I know you're out there. But yeah, we get stuck. We get it towed to another comedian's house in El Paso. Shout out to Nico out there. And we left it there. And I was able to get a bus ticket because I had to go to work. So I got a bus ticket back to the valley. And my boss was like, what happened to your truck? And I was like, I got stranded out there. This part, I was able to find a replacement all the way back on the bus. I was researching it. And I found a straight axle. Like $400, bro. They custom build it. And it's like they ship it overnight. And that was I was able to get. I got to work. I did my 4 days in my schedule, or 5 days or whatever, and then I took you guys were already back with a car. You had rented a car.
Trying to remember how that whole thing. Oh wait, yeah, because we did Del Rio like right after that. So we dropped everybody off in Del Rio and then fucking hauled ass to fucking El Paso. Rudy here with his mechanical geniusery fucking fixed it right there in Nico's fucking driveway, and that's what I was saying. Yeah. That right there, to get that installed, would have cost us way fucking more.
Yeah, bro. Hell no, bro. I ain't never fucking paying for that shit. Never, bro. I was able to like move it and like park it on the driveway where there was enough space for my fat ass to fit in. And I put blocks on all the tires to make sure this shit didn't.
We almost lost the damn thing on a downhill.
Like, we didn't put blocks, and I take it off, and obviously when you take off the bar, the back wheels aren't locked in anymore. Yeah. So they start rolling them, and I get the fuck out of there, bro. You know, it doesn't have that much speed to crush me, but it would have like pinched me in. So like I get out, and we like stop it, and we're able to roll it back, and I put the emergency brake on, and we like, obviously I should have done that from the beginning. And we put the blocks in, and I swapped it out, bro. Like, as soon as we got there, the UPS guy was pulling up with the axle. So it was perfect timing. I had it mailed to Nico's house in El Paso, the comedian from out there. So like as soon as we pulled up, the UPS guy rolled up, and like I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's me. And I signed for it. And then like I did the swap, maybe like 45 minutes. It took me forever.
It wasn't that long, man, because we turned right around and drove the damn near fucking. It's not 12 hours, but it's goddamn close to it. All the way back to fucking Del Rio.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I remember that because we were driving out of town and there was that one cloud formation that just looked like a fucking finger, like, get the fuck out of El Paso. I was like, all right, fine.
Oh my God. You remember that Motel 6 that we stayed in?
Yes.
Sketchy as fuck, bro. There was a bottle opener like screwed onto the the closet area that I had there.
You totally missed that because you took the bus, man. But we spent that night after you took off with Sam Butler.
Hell yeah, man.
He broke the fucking chair there at the fucking place, man. But he's just there with his fucking cigar, like just giving us some fucking like lecture on like, this is how you do comedy, boys, and fucking It's like, holy shit, this is just a weird fucking scenario, man.
Oh my god, dude. My favorite part about that bottle opener is the screws that were holding it in didn't match. Oh my god, dude. That fucking El Paso is weird as fuck, man.
Watson, I think this has been ripped off the wall before.
Yeah. Oh my god! Shout out to Sam Butler, bro. He's been doing amazing things with just all Spanish comedy, bro. I want to break into that,
dude. Every couple months, I see he's going down to fucking Mexico City and all that shit.
Dude. I've never gone to the AF, bro. I want to go. I might have an opportunity to go to Mexico for this vape company that I was working for. But this whole vaping ban that started doing, and it's complete bullshit, bro. This shit's all fucking money. I don't know if you guys have heard all the vaping ban news that's been going. Yeah. Dude, it all just boils down to money, bro. Because tell me this, bro. How are people getting sick off THC cartridges, and how are they blaming nicotine vapes for that? Banning vapes, bro. Oh, vapes and this and that. We don't know what's going on. Like, yeah, we do, bro. We got the UK Royal Medical Journal, like they did a study of this a while back.
Now here's the thing, because I've been following this pretty much as well, man. And in the UK, they are regulated on all the additives. Mm-hmm. Whereas if I am correct me if I'm wrong, I should say. Most of the flavor additives that get put into the juice here in the States are not regulated in that sense.
Well, all the flavorings that we get. Like the majority of the flavorings that go into vape juice are like products, like the food stuff that you get like at bakeries and delis and all that stuff. And
that's what I mean. They don't have to qualify as a combustible. They only have to qualify as food safe.
Yeah, like you inhale it. It's the same thing as like the air. Like you ever gone to like a hospital, like and they have
the oxygen
bar.
Yeah.
They all like, oh, this one tastes like cherry, and the fuck, and it smells like cherry, and it's like whether it be the scent or the flavoring, it's all in there, dude. And dude, I have asthma. If this shit would have fucked me up, it would have popped up immediately because I got some weak ass lungs.
Okay, now to play devil's advocate a little bit, because like I've followed a couple of those conversations where it's like, you mostly use like top brand, established company type of shit, whereas like there are a lot of people out there, say like the DIY vape shops where you go in and they mix your juice for you and all that, man. Mm-hmm. My understanding is once that stuff starts to steep with some of the additives, not all of them, most of them perfectly fucking fine.
Yeah.
You don't want to fucking, do that straight, but most of them perfectly fucking fine. But a lot of them, when they steep together and age a little bit, you start getting, so you leave it in the heat or something like that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. I personally don't do house juices is what they're normally known as. Like when you go into a shop, like, oh, I want a strawberry, whatever the fuck flavor, right? And they just have these giant food flavoring dispensers. Like it looks like a raspa stand, right? Yeah. And like, oh, you got strawberry, like banana, this and there, and they just like. Yeah. Put it in with VG and the nicotine or whatever the hell you want to mix. I don't trust that. Like this stuff that I vape, bro, it's got a freaking serial. It's got a batch number on it, bro. Like there's warning labels. There's like manufacturer information. Like if you're going to buy shit, buy stuff that's been made, bro. And the FDA, a lot of the people are like, oh, you guys just don't want to get regulated. We want to get regulated. We've been asking the FDA for years to be regulated. It's like, what do you want? What do you need? What are your criteria? We will meet them. Like we will one of the things was the minimum is an ISO 3 lab where you make all this, which is basically like a clean lab, an isolated lab, an ISO lab, right? And there's different stages. The minimum was ISO 3, so it starts with like 1, 2, 3. It goes like that. It doesn't go like 3, 2, 1. Like there's 1, 2, 3. So our manufacturing lab is an ISO 7. So those are the ones you gotta wear like a clean suit in, like everything sterilized. Like FDA actually went to our manufacturing lab and they're like, "You guys are kicking ass. Like, do you mind if we kind of like use you guys as a reference for the other companies?" And like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like we're blown away. We were doing perfectly fine. We're following the rules, and this is like because it was legit shit. Like there's numbers on it. There's there's everything that goes into this has been recorded and checked out, man. And then there's like the DIY ones where somebody's like, oh, I can just do this at home. And I'm like, you don't know exactly what you're doing. Like, so like the guy that mixes or flavoring that like puts everything, like makes the recipe basically is a chemist.
Right.
Like he knows how things blend together and how they work together. Like some of the flavoring profiles, because you can get cherry, you can get lime, you can put it together. It's not going to mix right. There's different levels and how much of cherry and how much of lemon. Is there going to be an aftertaste? How are you going to knock that out? You know, there's like if you want to do a menthol, you don't want to do 2 menthol because then like it's fucking basically vaping Listerine. You know what I mean? Like,
did you ever run across that fucking Heisenberg shit? Mm-hmm. Literally has the cancer warning on the back of it.
Yeah, at least to tell you. But like, it's mainly California rules. Like this one on here, like California.
How much does one of those bottles cost?
These like retail. I know the minimum advertised price for these were $24.99. So that's
how long does it last?
About a year.
A year?
Yeah.
365 days.
Yeah. Well, basically, I kind of get iffy, like my personal, like around 6 months. If I had it for too long.
Oh, you're talking expiration. I think he meant.
No. How long does it last you?
Oh, in use.
Yeah.
I do it pretty like often, bro. I've been doing like on RDA and shit. It's a little bit more like past hobbyist. I'm more into the it's more of a hobbyist. Like this stuff is there's collectors for these type of mods and the RDAs and all this stuff.
What do you think about the whole thing about like the
it lasts me about a week and a half.
So
Jesus
kind of
Christ.
answer the question. Yeah, it's a lot. Because I do it at work. I'm at work and I vape at work. Like I'm on it 24/7. If it would have fucked me up, I would have done it by now because I use it so constantly.
Right. Well, I was going to ask you this, man, because I had to buy some off-market coils because the e-leaf ones are just a pain in the fucking ass to find at this point. Like none of the local shops carry them anymore, man. So I bought some cheap ones.
I think I might have some in my shop. I think I saw some. I'll let you know. I'll check it. I work on Wednesday. No, sorry, Thursday.
Much love, Rudy. But I had one of them. It was iffy. I had, they come in the little 5-pack blister packs, and about 2 of them, like within a week, it was already. I could taste the burnt and whatnot. And I was like, okay, yeah, Chinese knockoffs, not going to be the best quality. But then there's also the issue of they're not using the proper metals in the coils. And
there's different types of wires.
Right. And you're basically getting the off-gassing from the metal. Yeah,
like there's Kenthal, there's stainless steel. Newly, there's mesh. So basically, it's not just a wire; it's more of a wire mesh.
Yeah,
it looks like a screen, if you would. And that one heats evenly around, and it doesn't soak up your juice. It doesn't burn your juice up as much. It doesn't burn it basically. Chug wise, like there's some juice chugging, like there's some tanks that just like suck it up, and you're like, oh fuck, I gotta refill it again. You know what I mean? Like,
how do those do with the resting?
The resting?
Yeah.
Rust. They don't get that much dirty. What gets dirty the majority of the time is going to be the cotton, and that just goes through use.
Do you have to clean that?
Yeah,
like every
maintenance. Yeah, if you get to this point, then obviously you know what you're getting yourself into. Like this one's kind of dirty already. I got some fresh juice on there, but this one I'm using nichrome. It's a different type of wire. This one's a little bit more for flavor, and so is stainless steel. If you're looking for more cloud production, you go with Kenthal. And everybody's got their different preferences. There's even like gangster ass coils, bro, called I'm freaking blanking out right now.
How often do you have to clean it though? That's where I was.
It depends on use, man. If you keep it clean, and sometimes the juice, sometimes like the dessert flavors are a little bit more dirtier, and they gunk up your coils just because of the sweetener or the flavor that's on there. But there's some fruit flavor ones that kind of last a little bit cleaner. Your cotton stays whiter more often, but I like desserts, so I go with this.
And then how do you clean it?
There's watch. I can't take it off right now, but it's basically a metal coil, like a just round, and I have cotton going through it, and on both sides. So you put the juice on the cotton, and it soaks it up. So when you heat it up, the coils get hot. You see that? And it vaporizes the juice. So the cotton's mainly just to keep the juice there in place. Right?
So that's how you clean it? By doing that?
No, that's firing it. To clean it, you like literally cut off the cotton, or you take it off. You just kind of, some people run it under water, kind of like rinse out what's going on there, and they fire it until the coil cleans itself. Basically, it burns everything off. So you just clean it off, and you just put some fresh cotton in there. Obviously, you dry it off first. Put some fresh cotton in there, and just...
So is this something that you get separately? You have to put like new cotton?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they sell packs of cotton. The brand I use is Bacon Cotton.
That was another thing that I saw come up in at least one conversation where people were using cotton with, I guess,
bleaching?
The bleaching products, and that was...
right cotton. Look, if you're going to be doing this shit, don't be an idiot and cut corners with penny stuff, like Mr. Knockoff over here. Like,
well, here's the thing, man. Like I said,
if it works, it works.
Like this coil's been on here for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. There's no fucking. There's no buildup. There's no rusting.
If you're good like that, and the cotton stays good, it's good quality. You can tell when the cotton is shit. Mm. You can tell whether it be a cotton,
when it just like disappears. Like it almost just shrinks back.
It just kind of like burns off very easily. It's very shitty. And some people, instead of buying the proper cotton that they sell at vape shops for this stuff, they try to just go get cotton from like medical cotton or like beauty cosmetic cotton, and they try using that. That's not what it's meant for. Like this is like hospital grade cotton. Well, what goes in here? Like it's clean, it's organic, it's like natural. Like there's what cotton is supposed to be as a whole, and it's not bleached like some cosmetic cotton or some like other types of like homemade cotton that like pads and shit. Like my roommate when I lived in McAllen, he bought like a shit ton of cotton off online. Like, oh, I don't have to buy cotton off. I was like looking at it, and like I put it in. I was like, yeah, sure. And I put it in and I vaped it. It tasted like shit, bro. It was horrible. It was not meant for that. I got like a nasty taste. I was like, nope, fuck that cotton. We just had a big bag of cotton just sitting there. You got to get the right stuff, bro. Don't cut corners and get your cheap shit, because at the end of the day, you're saving a penny or two, but you're not doing it right. And that's how we end up with user maluse or misuse. Like, oh, this thing did this on me. Like, were you doing the proper steps and the requirements? There's a user manual. Like, were you doing everything right? And it's like, oh, no, I left it charging overnight. Well, you're a fucking idiot. It says not to charge overnight. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just, it's new technology in uneducated hands. It all boils down to where you get it locally, man. There's a lot of vape shops that have the proper information. People are just kind of scared of it. They order it online without the proper knowledge. They maybe watch like a couple YouTube videos or two, and they think they know everything. I mean, you can. That's how I started. That's how I got all my information about all the tech that I was selling. You know what I mean? I looked it online, and there's some people that would literally like get camera views of this, and they would break it apart and tell you what the buttons do and how many clicks to turn it on. You know what I mean? Mess with the wattage. They would basically break it down. The product reviews on these things were insane, and they're beautiful. And I hope they don't stop doing it, because it gives out proper information. But also, go to your local vape shops, man. That's what they're there for, bro. There's people been doing this for years, bro. Knowledge, bro. How can you say no to that?
Now, granted, you're also going to run into, because I mean, at this point, I've only been doing it for about 2 years, man. Rudy here, man, just talked me into it. And plus, we had a rental vehicle that I couldn't smoke in, so, and we were crossing border checkpoints, but that's another fucking story. But yeah, man, I've run into enough shops at this point that they're definitely motherfuckers. They just have a day job. They don't fucking know what the fuck they're talking
exactly. You get, get different perspective of information. Get it from everywhere. I know I say go to your local vape shop, but make sure they know their shit. You know what I mean? There's some people.
Better yet,
like you
ask
said,
people who vape where they go.
There is people doing customer service, and then there's service providers. There's some people that actually, hey man, what do you need? Awesome, man. What kind of flavors are you looking for? Badass. I ask questions, bro. When I sell stuff, I want to make sure you're walking out of my store with the right product that's best for you. You know what I mean? I'm not going to try to oversell you shit, bro. I'm not going to sell you shit you don't need. Why? At the end of the day, you're going to be unhappy, and then I'm going to have a bad reputation. Fuck that. What do you need? You want some, I can help you out. You need help with your coil, bro? I'll help you out. Let's do this. And there's some people that just take orders, bro, and like, yeah, fucking, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, Oh yeah, dude. Fucking, it's the hobby, bro. It's a life, bro.
You know,
And I'm
you know
sad
what
to
I,
see it go
you know
through
what
all
I
this
just
stupid
learned
shit.
from this 20 to 30 minute conversation?
Hadn't been that long, bitch.
When they legalized marijuana in Texas, and I start my grow house, I'm a hire Rudy.
I watched all the YouTube videos,
Bro,
dog. You need bone meal. You need some motherfucking aeration in the root structure.
That's a different beast, bro. And I would love to have the right information about that. And I'm down to kind of get into that.
You brought up the reason we got into this was the whole thing about the
THC cartridges. That's what's at the bottom of this.
Dude, I remember
knockoff ones.
I remember a quote from about a year and a half back because one of my favorite fucking brands is a long established fucking producer out of or distributor, producer, whatever the fuck, manufacturer. I guess might be the right word, out of California called Brass Knuckles.
Yes, beautiful.
And for a long time, you had to pay. Now, granted, it's because we live in allegedly because around here
we would go to Colorado just to buy this stuff.
You could
in a Colorado studio.
They were purchasable for about $100, which seems ridiculous until you realize these things could last you a fucking month. It was a quality fucking extract and whatnot, and all of a sudden you started being able to find these things for. It went 70, 60, 35 all of a sudden. And
a couple of weeks go by, bro, $50 less.
Okay, but here's the thing. There was a study about maybe a year and a half back, maybe only about a year, where they were looking at and this was California, so they were ostensibly they were going to legal shops and getting these cartridges, and they were testing for pesticides, fungicides seems to be the big thing right now that's giving them an issue, because what people don't realize is most of the pot you're smoking
been sitting there for a bit. Well,
not just that, but it's probably got some sort of pesticide or fertilizer or something on there. But if you're smoking flower, it's not in that high of a concentrate. Whereas when you start taking the extracts from that shit, you are concentrating not only the flower or the oils, but you're concentrating the
pesticides as well,
the additives and whatnot. But they ran through all these fucking manufacturers and they were like, okay, and gave the test results, and Brass Knuckles came back with a problem. Like there were a bunch of them that had fungicide and shit like that, and they went to Brass Knuckles and they were like, they were asking him, what's the deal with it? He's like, look, man, we don't have a quality control problem. What we have is a counterfeit problem.
Exactly. Actually, I did catch a video. Do you mind if I stand real quick?
Yeah,
sure. It was from a marijuana manufacturing or growth factory.
Actually, you're off camera at the moment, but
oh my god, I'm sorry. This is my back starting to kill me, bro. Okay.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Let him read your T-shirt.
Yeah, there you go. Read my T-shirt. Basically, the growers, the farm or whatever, they're like, look, we just sold the weed. We never said it was like vaporized and shit. You know what I mean? Like vapor. Like we just sold the flower. We were selling flour. Whatever you did with it afterwards, that's your shit. We never said it was healthy or good to do whatever you guys are doing with it, which was basically making the concentrates and doing the extracts and stuff like that. We just sold you flour because they were like, oh, you guys got pesticides in your shit. Yeah, like you said, if you smoke the flour, you're perfectly fine.
No, well, here's the problem. It's not 9 times out of 10 there's going to be something on the fucking the flour, but that is not a requirement. What this is, like you were talking about, like the isolation labs, you know what I mean? It starts at number 3, but you motherfuckers are at number 7.
Yeah.
I remember reading High Times back in the day when you had guys like, I think it was George Cervantes was the author. That this guy was world fucking traveler. He was going around to like fucking Amsterdam and Spain and fucking China and shit. He was out in Japan with them fucking secret underground motherfucking otaku motherfuckers.
There you go.
Growing shit under an anime shop and whatnot. But his big thing was like, yeah, man, don't fucking cut corners, man. Keep a clean fucking...
Yes, please.
Well, I remember reading something a while back. They were talking about in some county in Florida, damn near 9 out of 10 rental properties, when they went in to like clean the places, they would find evidence of these fucking grow rooms. And the evidence they're finding, it's not like they found a few pots and shit. It was like, no, they were finding black mold and like fucking structural damage from fucking moisture and all this shit. And it's corner cutting is what the fuck it is, man.
Yeah. Check it out. So the majority of these little cartridges that like that were hurting people that were inhaling them, like he said, counterfeit. They're taking advantage of like the illegal states because it's not easy to get the shit. So somebody locally is making this stuff in their house, or just like you said, cutting corners and making shitty product. And some of them, they found a vitamin E oil.
I was going to get to that, man, because the reason the vitamin E got brought up was because, and I've had this conversation with people who use the oils, and it's like, dude, you see that? It's like so watery and shit. It basically looks like this. It flows like a fucking liquid.
The viscosity on it.
Whereas the oils are fucking like, it's almost wax. It's a solid fucking substance. So what these assholes were fucking doing was adding the E acetate or whatever the fuck it was.
Thickening it up.
Yeah.
Acetate is Latin for aceite, which is oil. Vitamin E oil, basically, that's what it is. You can't have oil in your lungs. So what happens when you vape this, the oil vaporizes in the tank, goes in your lungs, it cools off after being heated up, obviously, and it turns into the oil back in your lungs.
You get something called lipoid
ammonia. They can only be caused by oil in your lungs. And that's what they were saying that was caused, that the vaping was doing this. But there's no oils in this. There's no oils in this. It looks oily and shit, but it's not an oil.
It's an alcohol sugar, if I recall correctly.
It's a propylene glycol, vegetable glycerine, basically it's a carb, actually. Not an oil.
So you're putting carbs into your lungs, which is a lot safer.
Oh, there goes keto. Huh? No,
which is a lot safer.
No, it's like very minimal. It's like anything. It's in and out. You don't keep it in there. It
doesn't reform back into a liquid.
There you go. Yeah, it stays as a vapor. It gets out of your lungs because it's not an oil. The oil stuck to these people's lungs, and the lungs were like, "What the fuck is this?" They're freaking out.
It goes into a defensive thing. It builds up a sack of.
It basically starts attacking itself, trying to clear that out, and that's why they were needing the respiratory shit. And like the majority of the time, they just saw them using a pen and vaping. They thought they were vaping like this stuff, like nicotine. No, they were vaping the cartridges, but they don't know. They're not informed in this. This is something completely new. Brent, 15 years, bro. This is 15, not even 20 years that vaping's been around, bro. This is new technology. The advance, bro. Just in this. Like, from this is one of the ones that they first started off, and this is more of a hobbyist device. And now, if you look at some of the devices, dude, it's insane, and it's so simple. You know what I mean? You have your custom stuff, bro. There's some artists that do this by wood, you know what I mean? And they do this, they do the electrical part with themselves, bro. There's a lot of people, bro. Home, mom and pops places, bro. Business sprouted out from this. A whole industry. I've been to cons all over the United States, bro. You know, there's some all over the world. I haven't gotten to go to those yet, but like, and it's insane the people you'll run into this, and it helps people out. I remember one of the first times I started working at a vape shop, a firefighter came in, old school firefighter, like without oxygen tanks kind of firefighter. You know what I mean? Like an older cat. He told me that they used to call them smoke eaters because they would just go in there with like a bandana or something covering up their face and fucking chug smoke, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, burning stuff you would get in your lungs. There was no way of getting, not doing it. Right. You know what I mean? And then they would go back to the station and he would light up a cigarette. You know what I mean? Like, even more, doing double damage. And, he was like 50 something and he was like, or 60 something. I don't think he was that old. Maybe 50 something. And he's like, yeah, man, I got my grandkid at home. I don't want to be smoking anymore. Like, I want to be done with this. I'm like, yeah, man. And I helped him out, bro. I set him up with a nice starter kit, found a flavor juice that he liked. And like, he was like, okay, yeah, I can vape this, and then he liked it and he went. I didn't see him till like 2 months later, bro. And the transformation was like night and day. This guy was wearing athletic gear, bro. He had just come back from a run. You know what I mean? To undo all those years of smoke punishment to your lungs, bro, because your lungs naturally clean themselves. But what happens with cigarettes is the tar, it covers up the natural, like, because there's a bunch of like little like fibers in your lungs that kind of naturally clean itself,
villi or something like that. And
the tar like kind of covers that, and it doesn't let them clean. So that's why you end up with cigarette. Your lungs are all tarred out, bro. Yeah. It just covers everything. So that's why this shit is so much cleaner, bro. It's so much cleaner. You get your nicotine. Nicotine's like caffeine, bro. A lot of people don't understand this. They hear nicotine and they automatically think cancer.
Yeah, the nicotine itself is not bad for unless you have some sort of issue. Nicotine is not bad for you at all. And actually, if you use it on a regular basis, it's a neural stimulant.
Yeah, it helps with
helps stave
dementia.
Off. Yeah, that's what I was going to get at.
helps out dementia, bro. Like, that's why the older cats are fucking puffing away, bro. It helps them think.
You always see those 102 motherfuckers like, I drink whiskey and smoke a cigar every day. Like, all right, dog.
There's a movie coming out that it's called Do You Know Nicotine? It's by the director. Actually did another movie a couple years back, or maybe like 2-3 years back, called A Billion Lives, which is every year 1 billion lives get lost to like tobacco.
I remember seeing the promo stuff in your shop.
Yeah. And so this year, he started off a Kickstarter to do another one because, like, okay, we covered the smoking part. Let's go a little bit deeper. What is nicotine? Do you know what nicotine is? You know, and he has like a little trailer of him like interviewing people on the side of the street in New York and everything. And it's like, oh yeah, cancer, and oh, it's bad for your lungs, and don't do nicotine, and don't do it. And he's like, he breaks it down and he brings up that stuff that it helps kind of like stay away dementia. And a lot of people had just had a bad knowledge on what nicotine actually is. What's fucked up is the delivery, which was the cigarettes. Because of the smoke and the tar and the burning and the combustion and all that shit. This stays clean, bro. This stays nice. I'm happy with this, bro. I used to smoke cigarettes, bro. I got to the part with 2 packs a day, bro. I was getting home. I sounded like a rubber chicken because my lungs were all fucked up. You know what I mean? I can run upstairs, bro. I'm still out of breath, but because I'm fat, not because my lungs can't take it.
That's a totally different reason.
One step at a time, man.
Yeah, man. Dude, I've lost weight, bro. Like, I'm down 20 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, I can play basketball, bro. I can dance with my little girl, bro. I can... You know what I mean? It's good. It's awesome, bro. And like, just because of some stupid money problem that some states are having, that they decide to bring up this freaking vaping ban.
I think everybody's bandwagoning on this because you're also getting this bullshit where they're going after Juul because the kids are smoking in school. It's like, okay,
fuck Juul.
Surely it has...
Fuck Juul.
How so, man? Because
fuck those guys.
Look, we're running up on the second hour here, but look, in a concise enough fashion. Because don't get me wrong, I know they've done some shady shit as far as their marketing, but my understanding is their product is pretty fucking solid.
Okay, it's a good product. Anybody can make a good product. But what you do with that product's money?
Everybody can make a good product.
Okay, touche. My bad. It works. It does what it does. Like it's a couple puffs, bro. You don't need like a big ass device like this. Something discreet, bro. When it first came out, I thought it was fucking awesome, bro. It was beautiful. You know what I mean? It's like tiny. You can put it in your pocket, bro. Do a couple puffs. You're good to go. You're not creating a big, noisy cloud, if you would, and causing other people like just kind of fanning away. You know. I thought it was pretty cool, man. But Juul, what happened, it got caught with the whole teen thing becoming popular and the kids were juuling. It became a verb. You know what I mean? They weren't vaping this stuff, dude. No, fuck no. They don't. Do you think kids are smart enough to keep up with maintenance, with swapping out coils and changing cotton? Fuck no, bro. They're lazy as fuck. That's why they went for Juul. All you gotta do is swap out the pods, bro, and it looks like a little USB.
Yeah, but hold on. Surely that has nothing to do with shitty parenting and the fact that school classrooms have 40 kids in them and there's no possible way an instructor could keep track of all of them.
Exactly. They're like, oh, it's for kids. And I'm like, bro, talk to your kid. When's the last time you sat down and had a conversation with your kid? What's going on in school? How you doing? Oh, you're getting bullied? Oh, you don't have friends? Your friends are leading you down this path? Hey, let me give you some information that I went through. You know what I mean? My parents weren't there to give me my advice or whatever.
And the ones that do that conversation ends with like, this is where you buy a gun.
Yeah. What the fuck? Jesus. So why I say fuck Juul?
Take them all out, Timmy. Take them all out.
Why I say fuck Juul, short and sweet.
It definitely made it complicated for the rest of the market.
They turned tails so quick when they're like juuling and the flavors and the kids and they're being, you know, like they're being attracted to kids because of the flavors and the mango and all that stuff.
I did think that statement from the CEO about like, oh, we don't want people to use our product. Like,
they turned tails so quick, bro, and they threw us under the bus. Like, no, you guys are right. Flavors are wrong. This is from Juul, a company, bro. We're growing along with them, and like they just shot past us and like, oh fuck yeah, bro, hell yeah, dude, do your thing. You know, I mean, grab a badass product, help people off cigarettes, bro. Right. And like, they turned tails so quick when they fucking brought them up to the spotlight, and they were like, oh yeah, flavors are wrong, and you shouldn't do flavors, and, you know, only tobacco and mint, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing, bro? We're on the same page over here. We're on the same team trying to keep this legit, and you just say, like, the CEO released a statement like that, and just fucks everybody over, bro? It is stupid. Did you know the majority of Juul is now owned by tobacco?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it was a patsy from the beginning, bro.
Well, dude, you already start hearing this shit. Even the places that are outlawing the flavored stuff, they only allow tobacco flavored. And it's like, first of all, there has never been a artificial tobacco flavored invented that doesn't taste like anything but chocolate shoe polish.
Exactly. There's this one recipe a long time ago when it first started, and I'm like, holy shit, this tastes like tobacco. And like the people like were like, what's your recipe? And the guy's like, I'm not gonna give you my fucking recipe. And they're like, what do you mean? Like, we want to buy it. Like, people were forking over millions of dollars for this flavor. You know what I mean? The recipe. And it's like, I'm not going to tell you what it is. The guy died with the recipe. Like, he got some heart attack. What the fuck? Nobody knows what the recipe was for that.
Oh, but it was legit. It did taste like tobacco.
Yeah.
Holy
it was
shit.
like RY4, or I don't know. It was like some kind of like, but he named it. And,
but yeah, seriously, those artificial tobacco flavors, they're an offense to people who actually love fucking tobacco. It was
horrible. You want a good tobacco, bro? There's some good tobaccos out there. They're mixed with like a dessert flavor. There's one Mambo flavor out there. It's a Bavarian cream, Kentucky bourbon, and Turkish tobacco. We're not going for your cigarette type of flavors, bro, tobacco. We're going for your fine cigars. We're going for that older gentleman that likes to puff on his cigar, but, you know, his lungs are starting to fuck up because he puffed in a little too many times. You know what I mean? Something high quality shit, good quality shit. You know what I mean? Like, tasting the flavor helped me out so much, bro, to kind of put it in my head to differentiate the cigarette smoking from the flavors. Because after like 2-3 weeks of puffing on my flavors, bro, I tasted a cigarette and it tasted like shit. It was horrible, and it helped me so much not to go back.
Well, dude, the only 2 cigarettes I even smoke anymore, because I do still smoke tobacco. I enjoy that morning cigarette with a cup of coffee is just Buglers and American Spirits. And like, I'm not even smoking the American Spirits because it's all natural and from the earth. It's like, no. It's the only one that actually tastes like decent tobacco. Marlboro can, you know, fuck themselves in their cowboy killing ass as far as I'm concerned at this point.
I got him a pack of the American Spirit, the pouch, like with actual just tobacco in there, because I know he likes to roll his Buglers. And we noticed it was like half of the quantity of the Bugler bag.
No. It's double the quantity,
double?
But it's also double the price.
Yes, there you go. It's more expensive. And I'm like, why is it more expensive? Like, it's more the fucking more quantity.
And for some reason, they don't give you a pack of papers.
Yeah, what the fuck's up with that, American Spirit?
Get your shit together. But gentlemen, we're at the hour and 5 minute mark. So let's start wrapping this up. Rudy. Sure. I know you got some shows coming up. This episode will be coming out Friday, so if you got anything coming
Friday, I'm actually going to be on Rancho Viejo, and which is
that's right. What
with Raymond Horta, Mario Salazar, I think Sonia's on there as well. And the next day, on Saturday, I'm going to be in Austin as well with Sonia and some El Paso comics as well. Jacob James Garcia is going to be headlining that.
Right.
Shout out to Josh Castro for putting all this together. The Border Laughs comedy show, it's going to be up there. So,
oh shit! I think you requested me on Facebook and like tonight. I'm sorry. What's his name?
Josh Castro.
Yeah,
dude.
Sorry, bro.
Homeboy, man. Shout out to JJG, Josh Castro, everybody in the Black and Tan family.
I stopped. I used to go through like just approving everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped doing that. I started looking actually into because some of these motherfuckers are fake and they just, you know what I'm saying? So I stopped doing that a while back. So now I'll click into it or whatever. I remember the name, and then you said something else right now. What
Border Labs?
Yeah, the Border Labs. That's how I remember that. Damn.
Hey, just a little tip out there for all the human beings listening, and I guess the fucking social media bots, if y'all have managed to figure that little transcribing the audio at this point. But if you're going to request somebody on social media that you don't fucking know, maybe drop them a message. Be like, hey, here's why I'm being weird.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. If you just say something.
Did you guys see that post I did?
Talking to the mic.
Did you guys see that post I did a couple weeks back? I was in Carrizo Springs, and there was a Church's Chicken that was
I was with you actually.
That shit went viral. Yes. Yeah, you were with me. That's right. But that shit went viral, bro. It started getting so many shares.
Yeah.
And likes and comments, and I started getting friend requests like stupid. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was looking at these. I was actually going through them, and it was weird. I was getting like requests from like the comedy side of what like my business that I do with the comedy, and then I was also getting more friend requests from like vaping, so people in the vaping industry as well. So it was pretty cool, like seeing the influx of actual friend requests from real people and not just bots for for a change. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you're saying the new key in the modern century for business competence is not overall productivity, but memes.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Something cool. People get tired of seeing the same boring stuff in and day out. Like, holy shit, it's the only Church's Chicken in the entire United States. Well, technically the whole fucking world. You know what I mean? It does that. It's fucking awesome. And they had fun with it. A lot of people like laughed and tagged. It was pretty cool. So, yeah, fucking.
A lot of people thought it was fake.
A lot of
that it was Photoshop. I was like, no, we're here.
I have seen Rudy's attempts at Photoshop. He's not that good.
Really not, folks. You guys are giving me way too much credit.
But yeah, man. So you got the show on Friday at Rancho Viejo. You got the show in Austin, Border Laughs Comedy.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
So far, that's it. We just got some other local promoters going to be doing some shows also.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I got thrown into
that. Yeah, that little conversation that was taking place was. That seems sketchy as fuck, but whatever, man.
Yeah. I almost denied that. Because I was like, what the fuck is...
No, I get thrown into random groups every once in a while.
But then I saw you post and I was like, okay, Rudy's
I was like, hello.
I was like, Rudy's in here. I'm going to wait. This might be something.
Right. Give out your social media, man.
Oh, yeah, man. You guys can follow me on all my social media. I made it super easy for you guys. It's under Rudy Barba Comedy. And that's on everything. I used to have it like different usernames. Every social media, it became a pain, like trying to remember them. It's Rudy _Barba _comedy. And that's fucking stupid. So I just made everything under Rudy Barba Comedy. That's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can find me on there. I got a couple clips. Don't look at them. They're horrible. I need to update some shit. But yeah, you can find me and everything on that. I think even Snapchat. I don't even Snapchat, but it's on there also. I'm just not using all my social media.
Me neither.
I'm slacking as fuck, bro. I need to get some content out. Even if it's just stupid little videos, bro. Get something out there. Because everything, bro, nobody cares about, oh, you do comedy? Fucking, dude, when's the last time you went viral? It's something new, bro. It's a portfolio.
Dude, I'm slowly shrinking up on Instagram like a fucking wary hunter. Just like...
Eric Myers, for the people that don't know who Eric Myers is, I think he's fucking funny. But he's actually a legitimate, like, professional comic and shit. That and he has this great bit about how when he was doing comedy, he landed his first meeting with his legitimate talent agent. So he goes into this meeting in LA and they start asking him questions. And he was like, and I was nervous as fuck because I thought they were going to ask me to drop a punchline or, so I was getting ready and shit. And they were like, Mr. Myers, how many Instagram followers do you have? Like 2,000. How many YouTube followers do you have? Like 3,000? How many Facebook followers do you have? Like 3,000? Okay, Mr. Myers, we'll call you back. And I turned around and I was like, what about my fucking jokes?
It's because it's all about fucking advertising now. I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist, bro, but it's all about how many people can you reach personally, whether it be in your social media or your networking, period, bro.
A lot of this is going back to that old fucking Mitch Hedberg joke about like, oh, you can make jokes, can you write? So you can cook. Can you farm? Fuck off.
No, see, this is where I'm on Sean's side of it because this is why comics go viral, but then you go see them live and there's nothing. There's no substance. There's a bunch of dick jokes.
You want to stand out in the crowd, be funny in both platforms.
Yeah. And I mean, that's fine, but that's why what I'm saying is people write some shit.
Well, right. Look, man, it's starting to become cliche, man, but Netflix is handing fucking specials to people that have no fucking business.
I completely...
And the fucked up part is they're throwing some, like, good fucking people in there and doing some really fucking interesting stuff mixed in with a ton of crap.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
think I saw one. It was like a variety, kind of like a showcase one, and maybe like one of the comics, kind of like.
The only variety, the one that they've done in variety, and that I'm waiting for the second part to it. I do give a shout out to the producer of the Degenerates. That one was funny.
I haven't seen that one. If y'all get a chance, there's a guy named James Alcaster that does a 6-part stand-up special where it's like 6 different 30-minute specials, and each one is different, and they all kind of tie together, and like if you get a chance,
it's one dude.
Yeah, it's one dude.
It's one dude. He does all 6.
Yeah, 6 different 30-minute.
That sounds fucking interesting as fuck. Yeah.
And it's
It's on right now.
It should be.
What's it called?
I want to say I saw it about a year ago.
What's his name?
James Alcaster or Alacaster, something like that.
Okay.
Gotcha.
It's okay. Let's wrap this one up. You gave out your social medias, right?
Yes, sir. At Rudy Barba Comedy.
Boom. Freddie, let him know.
You can find me across the board on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's the only thing I fucking use because I have trouble keeping up with that. At Freddy G. And when does this come out?
This is coming out Friday.
What's Friday?
The 4th.
Okay. And I also do have a show.
Wait, is it the 4th? Or
Yeah.
the 5th?
4th or 5th. Yeah.
It is the 4th. 5th
and
is Saturday.
Okay.
I do have a show
Right,
on
this is a Tuesday.
on the 12th in Laredo at fuck.
That's the rooftop comedy with
That
Aaron Suarez, right?
Sorry, Aaron, my bad. I suck at promoting. Rooftop comedy with Aaron Suarez is hosting.
Hell yeah!
And
Shout out to Aaron.
Joe Rodriguez is headlining. I'm featuring.
Is that the one at the Bruce or the what's it called?
No, it's the rooftop. We just said it was the rooftop.
Is it called the Rooftop?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's Showcase at the Rooftop, I think is what it's called. And then I have another show on the 19th in San Antonio with I can't name everybody, but it's a showcase. There's like 12 of us, so it's a showcase comedy type of thing, put together by Irma and Irma Ruiz, and of Mind Twist Comedy. So
it's gonna be at the Breathe Lounge.
Yes.
Oh, you're gonna have so much fun there,
For
bro.
real?
Beautiful fucking room.
For real?
Yes.
Nice.
You have
nice.
so much fun there, bro.
Nice.
It's an amazing room. It's a nice stage, bro. It's not that often you find like a nice stage, bro. That's a beautiful fucking stage.
Fuck, thank you. That just gave me a lot more confidence.
Bro.
Trust Rudy's opinion on a room.
They told me that I have to do a really tight 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't go under and I can't go over and I can't be under.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean I got it, but I was just sketchy on the room.
No, heck no, bro. You treat the people right, bro. These people work every single day of the the week or whatever the fuck, bro. Earn that cash and they choose to spend it on us, bro, and deliver high quality product, bro.
San Antonio's good crowds too, man.
Yeah,
Fucking
fuck
love-
yeah,
shout out
man.
to San Antonio,
The
bro. I
three
love it.
times I performed in San Antonio been fucking amazing. So they have not let me down yet, and I hope they never do.
Yeah, I went off the cuff when I was there. Keep an eye out. There's a dude with a camera as soon as you walk in, and he charges you, I think, like $1 a minute
to
record
your set. Yeah,
I missed out on that, bro. Oh my god, bro, I regret it so much, bro. I would have paid him fucking double, like $2 a minute for that set, bro. I started going off the cuff, started talking about food, bro, and like I'm very passionate about food, bro. And the crowd picked up on that, bro, and we just had a hell of a time, bro.
Yeah. So I am gonna make sure I get that guy to record my set. I was doing it more so because I need better fucking footage than the fucking EPK that I've been sending out.
Okay, so this is the 12th. You said it was the
the 12 is Laredo.
Okay.
The 9th is Laredo. Shit, you got me confused on the dates now. Let me look at my calendar real quick.
Trying to be helpful, this motherfucker.
The 9th is Laredo. The 19th is San Antonio.
Hell yeah.
And outside of those 2 days, people, I'm still trying to book fucking October. All I'm gonna say is hire me, goddammit. Just hire me. I'll make you laugh somehow. I'll pull my pants down if I have to. But yeah, that's all I got.
It's just a local comedian has been arrested for indecent exposure.
But he got
and
paid.
a bar mitzvah.
Dragged out of the venue with a G-string full of ones. All right. You can find me at hatfieldstandup@gmail.com as well as Hatfield Standup on Facebook and Twitter. I got something coming up with our boy Roy Gomez here some point at Toga Parties. Yeah.
Oh, when you and Ray got that show in Harlingen.
Yeah, I saw that little exchange between you and Ray. I was like, I don't know where it was, man. I was drunk when he was talking to me. But that's I don't have a date for that. I got to reach out to Roy and find out about that. And I too am available to take your money. Oh, and make you laugh. But I'll take your money first. If you'd like to get the audio version of this podcast, shoutengine.com/bouncing brains on YouTube under Bouncing Brains. Don't have that custom URL. So like, share, subscribe. And new episodes of the podcast. All right. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you can listen to the Bouncing Brains episodes on rgvtitanradio.com, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. New episodes on Friday. And there was something else. Good God, I can't fucking remember it. Bouncing Brains Podcast at gmail.com, as well as Bouncing Brains Podcast on Facebook, Bouncing Brains on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you all for coming.
Please reach out and let us know what you think. Have a wonderful day. And ya estás.
Give us your money.
Ooh, love, peace, and chicken grease. Hey! Oh, that's callback.
Keep it tight.
The grease helps.